Works perfectly. Have no idea why I can't get the other one to work. First, okay. Yeah, first comment. The internet and America's imaginary friend is in the back room, so I can get this couple of things out of the way. But first of all, folks, how's it going? Hope you've had a safe and awesome week. Ready for another show? This one could be stacked. We'll see a little bit later on. As always, though, folks, I got to point this out before they go away. Exclusive UV cover by Eric Canetti. This is an EXP exclusive. Scan that QR code. Make sure you get it ordered. This is an awesome cover. There's more to come. Don't know how far we're going with this series, but again, this is just an exciting thing as a fan to be a part of. So appreciate everybody. And I just noticed something. Just noticed this. Let me go ahead. Woo! There we go. The power of live. That's the old background that was there. So we have that, and we still have this bundle package that includes all 4 covers done by Jay Fosgett. I know that the QR code there kind of covers it up, so I'm going to drop it just so you can see the... Nope, that's not it. There we go. I'm going to drop it just so you can see all the covers. So it's all 4 covers plus the one for number 2. And as if that wasn't enough, this one's issue 3. I have not read this one yet. As somebody who knows very little about Ben 10, but I know the concept. The first 2 issues to me were fantastic. Getting the creators of the show to write the comic was a smart idea. And I hope everybody's paying attention to all the Dynamite releases that they're talking about. I want to say I saw Archie versus Terminator. There's a bunch of crazy stuff leading up to San Diego Comic-Con, which, you know, I know folks say, whatever. San Diego, once you've been there, blah, blah, blah. I just want to go once in my life. And yes, it's for comics, not so much the actors and things like that. But it's that and Hall H. You know, I want to do all that. So we got some folks showing up. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Corey. Well, I hope you have fun too, boss. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, Roberto? So I promise I'm going to bring everybody on. We're going to do the list book here in a second. But I wanted to talk, because like I said, we got some people here today. We're going to be talking. I don't want to miss out on the list book because it was Nope's pick. It was Nope's pick, and I wanted to make sure that I read it for tonight's show. So, but if enough people buy our tens, I could probably get us to do a Thundercats. Come on, y'all. Come on, look at that. I would love that. Thundercats is dope. So, again, let me talk about this stuff real fast. Don't want to keep everybody waiting because we got some awesome folks on tonight. First up, Immortal Era. We had Ed Davis on last week. That was just the most pleasant surprise. Like, he asked if he'd come on. We talked about this first, and then he was like, hey, can I come on? I was like, hell yeah. So make sure you check that out. Let's get this thing funded. Sean actually backed this live on air because I have volume 1. He backed this live on air last week. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And also, our buddies the Weirdos, they did something really cool. A couple days ago, I want to say, I can't remember these. It was Tuesday, this past Tuesday. There we go. They had Rogo, the creator of Hollow Queen, on their channel. I'm going to pop that Kickstarter in there. But not only the Kickstarter, I'm going to get y'all the link to the actual interview. Make sure you go and check that out. Support these guys. These are our sister channel. This is our sister channel. These guys are on with us almost consistently every week. They're basically co-hosts of the Hydra Hangout. It's a big collaboration. I appreciate the time they take to hang out with me on Saturdays. Love these guys. So make sure you go, you hit that thumbs up, you give it a watch, you share it out. check this campaign out. I want to say it's got like 4 days left. But yeah, so there's that one. Then we got O'Hare. This is still in pre-launch. All right. But this is from our buddy Scott Wilkie, part of his Periwinkle saga. This guy is never going to run out of holidays and characters, and I'm not mad at that one little bit. All right, so before I get to the other 3 little things that we're going to do, I'm going to bring Sean on. I'm going to bring Sean on, but I think Sean wasn't able to read the list book. But I'm going to bring him on anyway. What's going on, bro?
Hey, bro. Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to read it. That's on me. I completely forgot.
All good. So he's going to hang out and be silent as I talk about real fast so we can bring everybody on the book that was on. So this was Nope's pick. Nope had put this on the list when I remade the list book for this year. I was very excited to read this. The only thing that I've ever really read was Green Hell, which I loved. That was a DC Black Label book, and so was this one. Now this was strange to try to find the info on, because this is basically a collection of that story that they released in 2021. I think the original story was like 84, 87, somewhere around there. This was written by Alan Moore, inked by John Totalben. Colorist was Tatjana Wood, who I'm not sure about the other folks, but rest in peace to Tatjana. I believe we lost her this year. Letterer was John Costanza. Penciler was Stephen R. Bissett. Another penciler was Dan Day, and letterer was Todd Klein. So let's talk about this thing, y'all. So from what I've been told, this was the moment that horror comics just basically they stopped playing around. Like I said, I've only read Green Hell, but from what I've learned in this one, Moore doesn't just reinvent the character. He kind of like evolved the horror genre for DC Comics. And the little bit that I've read so far has been eerie and weird, and I'm still processing what I read. The art in this is just, as the kids say, a mood, and there's like a grotesque beauty to it, you know. And you know, it also it reminds me so much of the Swamp Thing show, and I'll tell you why. It turns this swamp monster into one of the most complex figures in comics today. So what we're really following here isn't Alec Holland, which when I was a kid, I watched the Swamp Thing movies with, I can't remember the actor's name, but one of them was in the first Revenge of the Nerds. He was one of the jocks. But I loved those movies growing up. There's a cartoon. I had figures from the cartoon. I remember the theme song specifically because it was basically Wild Thing with just Swamp Thing swapped in for the lyrics. I loved it. But so in this, it's not Alec Holland. We're following the idea. And like I said, it feels like the Swamp Thing streaming show borrowed heavily from this, right down to revealing, and this is a spoiler if you haven't watched the show, that Swamp Thing isn't a man who became a monster. He's a plant-based being that has Alec Holland's memories. I still to this day am mad about that show being canceled, but again, from the little bit I've read of this, it really feels like I can continue that story through this book. So I'm definitely sticking with it. But I'm also reminded that older comics are wordy in some places. I remember reading The Demon not too long ago, and man, but the thing is, it's wordy, but it's not like word salad wordy, if that makes any sense at all. The dialogue actually moves this story forward. And like I said, the art is just, for me at least, top notch. Like, I haven't seen art like this in a book in a long, long time. like the facial expression that you can see on this character Dennis in the top, from my side at least, the top right, just the facial expression on there, just it looks fantastic. But yeah, the dialogue in this, it moves the story forward, and I just gotta say, nope, this was an excellent pick, boss. And let's see, I had one more thing. No, I didn't. Where am I going? First of all, I'm gonna pop us back on screen like this, and then I just remembered that I need to do. This is what happens live, folks. There we go. So now, folks, I'm going to bring them in. I talked about them for just a second. We're going to start off with. Come on, dude. What are you doing? There we go. We're going to start off just to be different. Let's start off. What's up, Nope?
What's happening?
Good to see you, man. How you been?
Oh, not too bad.
Awesome.
Been trying not to die out in this heat.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad. And then all the way from parts unknown, he is the trivia king. He is the weird one himself, Mr. Eddie Von B.
What's up, beaches?
What's going on? Now, that's not all, folks. That's not all. I was super excited tonight. I have a guy. I'm gonna glaze him just a little bit. I have a guy that I've met in person before. Sean picked him up from the airport. We got to go to Comic Palooza with him. I got to see this man sell live in person. This is a dude that I always enjoyed watching, but hanging out with him, he is such a good dude. Like, some of the craziness that you see on his show that used to be on The Experience is kind of there, but this guy's amazing. I love this dude to death. I'm so happy that he and the other person decided they were going to ask to be on. Everybody, welcome in the greatest showman in modern comics today, Mr. Henri freaking Compton.
What is up, everybody?
What's
What's
up?
How you guys all doing?
Good,
Hey,
man.
Henry.
Good.
It's so good to see everyone here. Sean, I feel like it's been forever.
It has been a bit, hasn't it, man?
And Jay, it's so great to see you, man.
Hell yeah.
I made a whole list for an agenda for tonight
Oh,
because I didn't I was just told that this is a laid back show with no agenda.
Yep.
So I think we need to talk about wieners and butts
okay.
and,
Yeah,
and
okay.
poo and pee pee.
All
Okay.
right.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah. That sounds par for the course for sure.
Jay, it is so good to see you, man.
Oh,
Great to see you. I love the beard and the mustache. This is a great look
Thank
for you.
Trying to stay with the EXP style of folks that are working behind the scenes.
So on your list book, I have to say, I've been reading the Swamp Thing 1984 that they've been putting out, and like what you were saying, it's like it's so true about how much woodier the comics were back then, or and even the Swamp Thing 1984, it's like it's also a lot more dense than like you would than a typical issue of like the Punisher, but like it is really, really deep. I mean, there's a lot of things happening there, especially in the 1984 stuff. But yes, like I loved your breakdown on that list there.
You really invest some time whenever you read those issue to issue.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Lorena, how we doing? Good to see you. I thought Roberto was going to pop on.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. You're very welcome to pop on, brother.
Yo,
What's going on?
I've actually had him. I had him working in the other room over there. Get back to work.
yeah,
damn it.
I gotta get back to work. 'Cause he had an agenda for me. I thought I was coming here to rest, and he's like, "No, I got a list of shit for you to do." So get to work.
The
Good
list
to see you,
is
man.
write an essay on poo poo and pee pee.
Uncle Jack has a new jerk rub that we could talk about.
Oh, dude, that's right. Hey, Eddie said Uncle Jack has a new jerk.
This is how this is going to go tonight. Folks. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. My 9-year-old son is listening to all of this.
Oops. My bad.
No, it's okay. It's good. He needs to hear about this stuff. Pretty soon, he's going to be very familiar with Uncle Jack.
He'll be making his own soon, I'm sure.
God willing, because I'd like to be a grandfather. Let me tell you. Then we'll really be talking about poo poo and pee pee.
So speaking of grandfathers, I know it's weird.
You're going to say,
segue.
speaking of poo poo and pee pee.
Weird segue. One of the books that you've written is called Marks, right?
Yeah.
Could you tell anybody, just in case they watch this on the rewind or they join late, could you give them kind of like
Thank you for giving me the chance to talk about it.
Yeah,
I actually have a copy of it that I can snag over here. But just give me a second while I do that. And then I'll talk about it.
Right.
Jenna! Oh my God, Jenna, what's up?
I don't have my glasses on, but I heard you.
You're the best. I miss you. How are you doing?
I'm in the middle of trying a new cowboy butter chicken and orzo.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It smells so good in the house last night. Ask Sean and Jay about what I made last night. I forget what it was called, but it was really good.
It's good chicken.
It's creamy Cajun chicken and rice.
Yes.
These guys are lucky. I'm lucky too. Roberto and I have been cooking up a storm here too. We got some steaks yesterday. Can you grab a Oh, he came down to do it. Yeah. So Roberto's helped me like redo everything in my studio. So like everything's set up differently now. But anyway, yeah, this is Mark's here, and it's the story of my grandfather's life. And during World War II, he was a Russian Jewish soldier who fought the Nazis. And we have gone through 3 printings of this, and this book is about to go out of print. And I guess I'm going to announce it here for the first time ever, that we're going to be going back to press with this book in 2027, hopefully, with a new cover and hopefully some added content. And we're probably going to do a hardcover edition of it. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Heck yeah. Let me know when you're doing that, because I'm going to buy one.
Oh, awesome. You guys have been so supportive. I really appreciate it. And, one of the things that kind of inspired that, and I appreciate you bringing it up, Jay, my grandmother, who was married to Mark's, she passed away last week. Yeah. So this is kind of like we're going to put out this extra content that we're putting together is going to be kind of like a tribute to her. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. That's awesome, Henry.
It really sorry to hear about that, man. I know it's
she lived a long life. She was 98 years old. It's like that's not a joke. I think the thing that made it hard is just what always happens with funerals. It's like all the logistics and everything, and all the chaos of seeing people and that you normally don't see and all that. But she lived an incredibly long life, and there's nothing there to mourn, only to celebrate. But I guess it's also kind of weird, like knowing like an entire generation of my family is gone. I'm sure like people don't understand that. So yeah. And Bentley wants to say hi to you guys too. He's here. There he is.
Bentley, I miss seeing you, buddy. He's so
funny.
He lost 3 teeth yesterday.
Oh
yeah, he had them extracted, so he's kind of like loopy right now.
I'm gonna say he looked a bit chill.
Yeah, he's always like that.
Did he get $20 from the Tooth Fairy?
He actually owes like $60 to the Tooth Fairy. Did you hear that Uncle Jack kind of operates like the Tooth Fairy?
Oh boy.
He leaves a box of tissues.
Nice. I hope to God you don't stuff them under your pillow though.
This one's crusty. Gross.
Uncle Jack, this tissue box is used.
How come it doesn't say lotion on it, but it's all gooey?
It's
You
terrible.
know what? This is the weirdest way to talk about paper mache I've ever heard.
Yeah, and we were just talking about my grandpa. It's like that's really kind of messed up.
Well, Jay, it comes and it goes.
Yeah, sure does. It sure does. So Henri has his own YouTube channel, folks. I posted that link up there. Make sure you check it out. He does you want to see good reviews? All right. You got to check out Henri's mukbang reviews. I love watching that, man.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate that. I've really and honestly, I need to have you on there as like someone to talk with one of these nights, because like honestly, your breakdown just now of the Swamp Thing, that was fantastic. And like there's just so much stuff coming out on a weekly basis that is amazing right now. And like I've been enjoying the hell out of it. I mean, the only thing that kind of sucked last week was last week was such a big release week.
Yeah,
there were like 15 books on my that I had to read and review, and like a short span of time, and not every comic shop had all the books. Like the Smile comic, I had to drive to like the shop in Schaumburg just to get it.
dude, I am loving that comic. In fact, I just finished it.
Yeah.
This, folks, if you have not, I've never even watched the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This comic was dope. Like I finished it, and then I found out the Smile story doesn't really end with this one, but it does. They're going to be doing any.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw this today, and I was like,
"Holy crap! That is a cover."
Oh, yes.
Now the thing I got to say about that Smile book is that it kind of broke the tradition of what the first two movies did.
Yeah.
So if you guys think that this is gonna go the same way as the movies, like this is a comic adaptation of the movie, it's not. In fact, when you're watching the movies, everything is internalized through the character that's being haunted by the demon. What's really great about the series is you're seeing the person that's being haunted from the outside. So like I think that's really cool, because the Smile Demon has the ability to like alter reality and like mess with stuff and change things and all that. So like this was a really fresh take on that story and that concept, and I like that they're doing that without kind of like screwing with the continuity of what the director wants to do with the movie. Like it stays within that world, but without like breaking the continuity.
Yeah, and again, not seeing the movie, it's not like I was lost. Like I knew the concept, but man, that first issue, the first panel.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going there. So this is a highly recommend for me, folks. But like I said, when I saw this, first of all, again, I'm not a sports person. Like I watch some hockey, I watch some lacrosse, but not like religiously or anything. But Any Given Sunday is one of my favorite football movies. So the fact that this is Any Given Smile, and it's like a play on that movie. But now we're getting the first book was models. This one's going to be football teams. So I'm really excited to see where they take this. And this one is going to be written by Stephanie Williams.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And the first one was written by Hannah Rose May. I want to say that's what her name is. She wrote oh my goodness, that 1600 Pin book, but I can't remember the Exorcism at 1600 Pin.
Oh yeah.
Exorcism at Buckingham Palace.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Murder at the White House. Yeah.
So really excited for both of those. Something that I've recently picked up and started reading was Once and Future. I'm only 2 issues into this. This is a very big. Hey, Lyle, what's going on, boss? Lyle also has a channel. I'm gonna grab that link while I talk about this for a second. So it's like a very big twist on Arthurian legend. There is this guy and his grandmother, Gran, and you find out his Gran isn't just some old lady in a home. She's kind of the reason why you don't see monsters. She's part of a group that takes care of that stuff. and I'm only 2 issues in so far. I'm loving it. Grant is my favorite character. This is Karen Gillan. I had probably read tons of stuff from this person before and haven't realized it.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
he wrote a lot of Darth Vader. Yeah.
I think the first series, maybe 25 issues.
Okay.
He also had an Iron Man run too. But Dan Mora on art, you can't get better than that.
Oh, it's so
Dan
good.
Mora's artwork is sensational. Like, that guy is legendary. He's a lot of people have been comparing him to, like, saying like he's the modern version of Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, which what I think that means is like his art has that same type of effect on the fan base. It's really just incredible.
Yeah, but I'm definitely sticking with this one. I don't know. I knew of the book.
Kieran
But I
Gillen.
don't. Yeah, I
Go
don't
ahead.
know.
Sorry.
That's what you're good. You're good, man. I don't know why I didn't read it. Like, I knew I was interested in it, but it's kind of like Radiant Black. I've always been interested in Radiant Black. I still have not read an issue of Radiant Black. There's just something. It's like, I saw this cover on I can't even remember what I was looking. Maybe it was League. I was looking through stuff, but I saw it. I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to read this. Let me go ahead and start. But I'm 2 issues into it, and I'm digging it. So,
yeah, Radiant Black actually takes place in Chicago, and like I'm with you. I actually have the first issue, and I bought it for spec reasons. Like I was hoping to, because people were it was lighting up the internets in like 2021. And I think I may have found a home for it. I'm not sure, but that is an intense concept. That's sort of like a Chicago-based superhero set in the Image universe, but like very Power Ranger-y. Like, by the way, Nope, I have a confession to make, and Roberto can attest to this too. We went and hit up 4 comic shops yesterday. And I bought so many damn Flash books because I'm trying to put together my Jeremy Adams Flash run from like 768 to 800 just because I want to read it. I'm such a huge Jeremy Adams fan, and if you guys have ever like met this guy, he is just so passionate about the fact that he even gets to work on DC stuff and everything he's doing right now. Like, you could just see anything he's writing. You can just see this guy's just having the time of his life, working on Green Lantern, working on Aquaman, and I think the same was true of Flash. Like, he had to. I'm really interested in getting that entire run, and I'm like 7 issues shy of completing my run now, so I'm excited about it.
Dope. And since Roberto's there, I guess I also need to thank him because through the Transitive property, he got you to read Iron Man. You in turn got me to read Iron Man.
Oh man, and that current run is good, but that I was telling him, I was not really happy with the latest issue.
Oh, I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was the worst comic I ever read, but I think the thing that it was lacking was it felt somewhat fillery. It wasn't like complete filler, because there were some definitely like things that they were advancing, but like I kind of hate the dynamic of, and I'm glad you're here because you're the big Iron Man guy.
Yeah.
Do you agree on this? Like, I really hate the idea of Tony Stark and Jim Rhodes like constantly being at odds with each other. Like, they're best friends. Like, I hate this idea of like,
I think they're the kind of brothers that they each they have a love-hate relationship with one another, as many like brothers do. And I think that the Rhodes character is always asking Tony to be more noble than he actually is. And I think the Tony Stark character is asking the Rhodes character to break the rules far more than he's comfortable with. And I think that the balance between the two, that tension has to be there for them to cross boundaries or to develop parts of their character that otherwise they wouldn't on their own. And because it's a very, I don't know, it's a very like, it's almost like the aggression is needed between the two of them in order to spark that change in the other person.
Well, like I totally understand, Tony Stark and Jim Rhodes being at odds with each other. I mean, Tony did lie to him about dying,
right?
When he died, and
don't you ever do that to me?
Yeah, don't any of you guys ever do that to me. I love you all too much.
Yes.
But and you too. But yeah, like there was that, but it's like there's been all this history since, and I get it. Even in the Armor Wars, like Tony had to do some stuff, but I think Tony is very noble. I mean, like the Armor Wars shows just how noble he is, because like his technology got used by the wrong people, and he wanted to shut it down.
Right.
I
mean, maybe it's just more that Tony is willing to break any boundary without any problem, and I think Rhodes is just like, please don't do that.
Yeah,
please play within some rules, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that tension is needed in order for the Tony Stark character not to be completely unhinged. So anyway, that's my take.
Nice.
Holding the dog is so. Sorry.
No. I gotta put my drink together.
Yeah.
He's got to keep doing your work there, Henri.
Yeah, he does. But speaking of which, I got to say, like another character that I think has a very intense like series, and I'm really starting to get back into it. Is Flash. Honestly, like Flash has the stakes are always high in a Flash book. You wouldn't think it, but like there's always something seriously messed up happening that like I'm usually not even sure the Flash can handle it. Like I'm really looking forward to. I really love Jeff Johns' run, but I'm really looking forward to reading Jeremy's run on that.
Jeez.
Sure that off. I tried to get rid of the least amount of pasta, but
So I'm going to be eating while we're doing this, but nope. You were going to say something about. Were you talking about Once and Future or just Karen Gillan in general?
No, Karen Gillan. He wrote Wicked into the Vine.
Oh, I love
you remember that one? And then also that Die, and then Die Reloaded, or I don't know if he did Reloaded, but Die, that first series, he wrote that.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Die was really interesting too. I've only read halfway through that first volume.
Yeah, I'm still working through that one
though.
too. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's wicked.
Yeah. So let's see. Almost forgot to do this. Let's make sure folks that are here, if you're watching on the Weird Oaks channel, awesome. If you're here watching on the Rewind, you happen to see this, make sure that you scan that QR code. Go check out Weird Oaks over there.
And so you gotta kill that guy over there. What about the super big?
Mainly what I do is just I share other people's links most of the show. So.
Grand Central Station for links.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like, I need to start remembering that after the show, take all the links that I've shared and make sure they're in the description, because again, I don't know how long it takes YouTube to process the live chat sometimes, and I'm like, people are gonna have to search through here and all that.
How much more you gotta go?
Let's see though. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this 100%.
I see.
Batman 2 delayed again.
Big surprise.
Well, here's the thing. I actually thought Penguin was fucking amazing. That was such a good show.
Yeah.
And, like they did such an amazing job with that show that it almost made me appreciate the movie. But then I went back and watched the movie again, and I was like, yeah, this movie's not good. And my hope is that if they can take the brilliance of that Penguin show and work it into the movie, I will be very happy. The delays are unfortunate, but I hope they're delaying it for the right reasons, because that Penguin show was that was peak entertainment.
What did you not like about the Batman? Because for me, that was the best Batman movie I've ever seen.
You know what I didn't like about it? I didn't like that the Riddler didn't keep us on our feet. Like, we knew everything 30 minutes before Batman, the world's greatest detective, did. I thought that Robert Pattinson was fine as Batman. Like, I wasn't bothered by him. But the idea of him kind of like being like anti Bruce Wayne, sort of like, you know, the over emo Bruce Wayne, I didn't like that. And I just felt like it dragged on for certain points. Like, if we're gonna make this a mystery Batman movie, we should be at the edge of our seats. And if you look at the Penguin show as a comparison, and what they did with the Falcone family and Sophia and how they developed her character, it's like there were real stakes and you cared about what was going on. Even with the Penguin, it's like the way they built them up, it was really fantastic. And I think it's hard to do a Batman movie, honestly. Like, coming off of those Nolan movies, it was hard to like come back to this world. But yeah, I just felt like it lacked the real like the real pull in terms of the characters. But I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm not trying to say like, you know, no one should enjoy that movie. How do you feel about the delay?
I'm pissed off beyond belief that it's going to take 6 years to get a sequel. I've passed that point in my life where I don't know if I'll be here in 6 years to see the third one. It's like you can't go six years between. That's got me very irritated, because first it was going to be summer 26, then it was going to be February 27, then it was going to be Halloween of 27, which, you know, that's cool. Have a Batman movie out for Halloween time, because y'all know how much I love Halloween. But now February 28, and it's like, is this movie ever going to happen? And I love the Penguin. The Penguin's a great, you know, carry on of the first movie. But I absolutely love that first movie. To me, that was finally the closest thing to Batman that anyone's ever put on screen. He actually did detective work. He actually solved the riddles. I thought the thing with the thumb drive was very clever. And as much fun as I made of Sparkle's Batman before he came out, because all I could think of were those awful Twilight movies. When he like took the thing and he's like, "I'm vengeance," the hair on my arm stood up. I thought that was fantastic, and he's actually my favorite Batman. I love that movie. I've watched it at least 10 times.
You know, yeah, absolute. That's correct. Absolute Batman will actually come out first. The animated show.
That is something to be excited about, I think. You know, like I totally feel Eddie on that front, man. Like that is a legit, you know, all your opinions are legit, dude.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought I had something cool to share on your show, Jay, but somebody screwed up, and they screwed up bad. Because I was going to do an unboxing, because I was supposed to have gotten a Ben 10 EXP exclusive. And instead, I got this cover, which is not the EXP exclusive. It's the DK cover. And instead of signing it around the EXP emblem like I asked them to, they all signed it around the Dynamite, which is the totally wrong book.
Let me see.
But they all did sign it like they promised, but they were supposed to sign it around the EXP logo. Huh. But yeah, this is the cover I got. I was supposed to get the EXP exclusive. So I still don't have anything EXP. But I tried.
I think I'll be sending an email or something later.
I thought it would be a fun reveal to you know, hype the EXP, but instead it's like, look how incompetent I mean, never mind. Their shipping is almost as good as their art. No, never mind. I'm not going to go there either. Right?
Oh boy.
I stopped short.
Yeah, you did. You did stop short. You pulled out before you would have had an accident.
But you still
I got to ask you, brother, those backdrops, are those new? Did they replace
No, those
them?
are the same one. So we did like total surgery here. Like the old setup that I had is like completely taken down because it was archaic. So right now I'm trying to like change. Like I'm using this backdrop as my studio, so like when I go and I do live streams, like you guys can like see me like this. But when I'm doing whatnot shows now, I want to be able to, have cameras. And I mean, whatnot is sort of like the first step of it. But like I'm planning to stream, wherever I'm still going to be streaming on StreamYard to do like my mukbang reviews and interviews and things like that. So this is all the same thing. I just moved that big, huge, ginormous setup and broke it down, and I'm just doing.
So those are still the two thin things that you could see through? Wow, I thought they were gonna redo them for you.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Those are done. Those are for convention.
Oh, that's what I was.
This is actually, these are my original backdrops. Like this is what I used to have at cons.
So they did fix those other ones for you.
No, they did.
Okay, cool.
That's a done deal. Yeah.
Good
they
deal.
didn't do a really good job overall. Like just in general, I'm really unhappy with that service that I use. But the next time I go and print it up, I gotta go with what works. So
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. What did Jenna make? Hold on just a second. I'll see if I can hold it up to the screen without dumping it all over the place.
I love her like
that looks amazing.
Caveman language there. I make food so good, people eat live on camera. That's awesome.
I did chicken and orzo, and I had some that I totally demolished, but it was broccoli and cheese bake. I love broccoli and cheese and broccoli and all that stuff that when you're a kid, people are like, my kid doesn't eat any vegetables. I ate all the vegetables. I've always been a vegetable fan. So
yeah, it's cowboy butter chicken and orzo.
There you go. There you go. So, Henry, do you have a link to your whatnot? If you put it in the private chat, I can pop it on. I pop it in the chat.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I know not everybody's a big whatnot person.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm still doing stream like live sales live broadcasting on YouTube and everything through StreamYard. But let me get you my page. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this new system here. Like having Roberto here has been really pivotal for me because it's I think as times change, we have to kind of adapt, and that's kind of the thing that I've been working on here. All right, so I'll just dump the link in the private chat here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, dude.
And Jay, coming on your show is kind of like giving me some ideas on how I can improve my mukbang shows. And honestly, I'd love to invite all of you guys to come on like a mukbang one night. It would be so great to have you guys, like whenever it works out. Because I know Jay, you're doing a lot of producing those nights.
Yeah, including our show. Like there's not too many people that can be like, man, Jay really doesn't like his job. He just talks about it because that's what they pay him to do. I'm like, dude, I love my job so much that on my off day, I have my own live show that I produce because I like producing so much. I'm weird like that, man. Oh,
no, you're the man. Your passion is for this business or for this hobby, whatever industry, whatever is wonderful. I miss working with you so much. I really do. You really kept me in line. You spanked me where I needed to be spanked.
Yeah, I missed that part too.
And Eddie was sort of like the enabler. He would be like, dangling that tissue box right in front of me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
He's still an enabler.
Yeah, he's still an enabler.
And don't get me wrong. Like your presence is missed. We do have a couple of great guys that are in that spot that you were on the EXP. Tommy and Paul, super nice guys. Super nice.
Are they selling too?
No, they're just basically doing it was supposed to be Tommy just reviewing stuff and talking about the comic industry, the positive sides, because it's called Aggressive Positivity.
Yeah. I know those guys, by the way. I was on a podcast with them.
Oh, okay.
They are great. They are fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, after a while, the first show, Tommy was doing a great job, but Kyle and I are both like, you know, I think he needs somebody to bounce off of. Like doing single person live shows, not necessarily sales, but shows, I don't think people understand how hard that is.
It is. It's tough.
You have nobody to bounce off of. You know, it's basically you're relying on your chat. So that's why I always tell people in the chat, you know, just whatever you want to talk about, put it in there, and we'll get to it and we'll talk about it. So that's when Paul came on, and then Paul just became a regular. Both of those guys, super nice, very awesome. Kind of like how I talked about the Geek Chat with Rich and Dez, and how that's starting to gain a little more steam, more people watching it. This show is the same. I feel like aggressive positivity is kind of a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know about, because they also do interviews too. Like we had the voice of Scooby Doo that started in 1998. Scott Ennis, I want to say is the guy's name. Great voice actor, super nice guy. We've had Tyler Chin Tanner, who had a Kickstarter called Civil Disobedience. They interviewed him. That guy, I never said it, but I'll say it here. That guy, to me, I was like, this looks like he's Henry Cavill's twin. Like, this dude looks like Henry Cavill, just a smaller version. But he was a nice guy, and they just, you know, they both. Tommy works in a shop. Paul owns a shop. I think that's how it is. And these guys review books, and I mean, I'm talking stacks of books. Sometimes I got to speed through them, but after the break, they do this little bit called 5 o'clock somewhere, where they crack open whatever they're drinking, like some kind of beer or stout or, you know, all that other stuff. So it's a really fun show. But the only show that comes close to your energy is Blake's Buzz on Wednesday. But the energy, what's up, Metal Elf? The energy that Henri has, folks, on his live shows is just crazy. I'm telling you, check out his YouTube. Now check out his Whatnot. He used to do Whatnot selling on the show. Dude, I'd had to keep my mic muted. There would be so many times during the shows with you, dude, I would be choking. I was laughing so hard. And then you'd ask me a question, and I'd be like, nope, I can't get on yet. I gotta wait until I'm done. Don't have
give you an idea of the creative genius of Henri.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be premiering his new summer camp. What is it for again? That camp?
Yes, the Copen Concentration Camp, KKK.
Yeah.
And you know what? I kind of like to think of it, guys. I just want to let you know, like, where does Henri get his energy and his inspiration from? I like to think of my, you know, little area down here as sort of like its own concentration camp for comics. We keep the comics in stuffy boxes and environments where they collect dust, and you know, we don't feed them or treat them with respect. We just kind of throw them around, and then we give you guys the chance to liberate them as the buyers.
You know, that concentration camp sounds like such a gas. I wish I could go there.
It's such a gas.
Well, you know, we do have a service that we provide called crop dusting.
Oh
my god!
Have you ever thought of like having your slogan be SWAT, SWAT, and then you could make a sticker and you'd have a SWAT sticker for your concentration camp? That'd be cool.
And what I was actually thinking about doing, just to inspire the comics, you know, because it's kind of like having a garden. And, you know, you never know what's going to, you know, and influence flowers to grow or to get depressed. Even when you give them water, they just kind of have their own thing going. I was thinking about just shaving off everything here and just leaving a little bit right over here.
No.
You know, not a lot, just a little bit, just a little, kind of like the J. Jonah Jameson look, you know?
Hey, Jonah Jameson
kind of like
one who pulled it off.
Kind of like the 90s Playboy look, if you know what I mean.
Well, you know, like I think,
you know,
speaking
of Henri's energy, though. Henri's energy, though, I used to be quiet, self-reserved, polite, and nice. And then I started watching Henri, and now look what you got. It's
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, you know what? Hitler was an artist.
Mm.
He was. He made a
Wow.
whole movie about it with John Cusack.
Yeah, he was. That's real.
Yeah, and Tom Hutchinson was the stunt double for John Cusack in that movie. So
Interesting.
just saying, you know, like we're all going down the same path here. No, I appreciate you saying that, Ed. But honestly, like it comes from just having fun. I mean, like, you know, I think that what Jay said is 100% true. Like sometimes when I'm doing these shows, especially when I was using the old format, it was draining me. And it was draining me not because I didn't want to be here with you guys, but because it was physically exhausting. You know, like to do a sales show requires hours of preparation. Like it's going out, curating a collection, coming home, you know, understanding what goes in what pile, you know, like price wise. You know, I tend to keep things relatively simple, so it's not like I'm gonna put some weird tag on a book. But it's having these things put together in a way that makes sense, and that takes up a lot of time. Then there's the promotion. The promotion is the most exhausting part, and it seems like it's the easiest thing, but it never is. And that's kind of why I had to move to Whatnot. Actually, is because Facebook was blocking my ads.
Yeah.
Like if I post something, it's just not showing up. No one sees it.
And we're not talking about the comical cinematic masterpiece ads that Henri puts out. We're talking just regular, hey, here's my show, here's some books. Ed Davis that was on last week, we talked about this. I didn't even know he had a Kickstarter going. And I've been following the series for a while, but I got no notification. I just happened to see a post that he put on Facebook 4 or 5 days ago that finally came through. And I was like, man, it feels like, especially Kickstarter and the comic community in general, Facebook really suppresses that stuff.
Oh, it totally does. I mean, that, and I've seen it. It's affected this branch of my business. But I do have to say, like, the biggest inspiration for me, in all honesty, is Jen King. And I talk about I spoke about that with Roberto yesterday, because what Jen has done and what she continues to do with the experience and with everything she does with her shop is she creates an environment that everybody is welcome to participate in. Like there's never this, hey, you're not allowed to be here. Hey, let's start talking about things that are going to divide the audience. It's always, let's keep this about the love of comics and let's have fun and let's make well, she doesn't make any inappropriate jokes. I add that little part in there.
Yeah, that's true. And I will say this, about Miss Jen. when we started going there, I make no bones about it. I'm a super socially anxiety person. Crowds make me nervous. Doesn't matter if it's people I know, strangers, whatever. I get nervous in places. Miss Jen's shop is one of 2 shops I've been in where I don't feel that way. Like I walk in there and there's no nervousness. I'm just hanging with other people who love comics. And when a shop can do that, like we've been going to one down here. Haven't been there a whole lot, but we've been there a couple times, called Space City. And I get that same feeling there. I don't get nervous. I don't get the jitters. And that means something to me when I can go to a place and not feel that. You know, I don't know what it is. I've just always been a nervous person around groups of people, even like family members. If you put too many family members in a room with me, I'm like, all right, I need to get some air.
And yet, at Comic Palooza, as long as you were able to go outside, you were okay.
Yeah.
Same with Dallas Fan Expo, which was even more crowded and hotter.
Right. But I'm talking about when you go into like a shop, like Miss Jen's shop, I feel welcomed.
Her much smaller shop as well.
Yeah.
Right, though.
Right, but I feel welcoming. I don't feel like I'm overly nervous, or not that I care if people judge me, but I don't feel that it doesn't feel like judging eyes on me.
Well, you know, I have a confession to make, actually. I actually am very, very shy and timid around women. And that's like something that I think a lot of people like don't like expect from me, because like when I'm at a con, I'm always like talking to everybody.
Yeah.
But I was at Phoenix Comic Con And the last person who bought something from me was this beautiful woman. She's just stunning, and I like picture. I'm like, please fucking buy this set of books. And she totally bought it, and I was like, yes, all right. I'm like signing the books for her and everything. And I'm like, did you want to join my newsletter? And she's like, what is that, my phone number? And I'm like, I don't need your phone number. Just put your email down. I totally like, I was like, oh.
What the hell? Henry.
I seriously, I have that problem. I mean, I think we're all in
Never
this.
turned down the $7.
I know.
Never.
Trust me.
Hey, Andre, here's $1 million. No, I don't need that crap.
No, I'll take the $1 million. I'm Jewish. I need the money. But no, like, I think we all get into this business because of the fact that we're looking for a place where we can be ourselves and socialize and feel less timid. And it was interesting because Roberto showed me this like a little documentary video that was made of from a retail shop that is in his town in Portland, and the owner there cultivated this this community. And like, you wouldn't think anything about it, this guy just looking at him. Like, if you come into the shop, he's just a working guy, who runs this comic shop. But you find out his backstory and how, he spent so many years just being in comics because he had social problems as well. He got into the business and he had this love of comics, and, he took a side job, a part-time job working at UPS so that he would have insurance. He realized that he couldn't do everything on his own, so he staffed his place. He's still working at UPS and, still working at a shop and doing all this stuff. And it was really inspiring. But, like, he's not this loud, bombastic guy. He's just a very chill dude. Like, I think he would probably kick me out of his shop. Like,
yeah. Like I said, that's why I get so not defensive, but when we talk about comic book movies and stuff, and there are people out there actively rooting for things to fail, whether you like the stuff like I did in the universe before, we'll use DC as an example because DC is kind of the shiny new thing right now, or you like what's going on now, which I like both. So I get crap either way. Get crap for liking the old stuff. I get crap for liking this stuff. I'm just like, again, and Ed and Nope and I and Sean have talked about this before. We didn't get all this stuff when we were kids. And the fact that we're getting it now, people should be happy. Like, I'm not saying you need to love a movie that's complete garbage to you. I'm not saying that. But the people that before a movie is released, we are actively hoping, hey, I hope this bombs. I hope this flops. Whatever. I'm like, y'all, I would have killed to have these movies as a kid. I'm glad I'm getting them now.
Yeah.
But back then, as much as I loved them, they weren't fantastic movies. Howard the Duck wasn't winning any awards. I love that movie. I'll watch that movie tonight. But that's what we got. And now we're having things like, I can't wait for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The more I see of that one, like, I was already excited for it. But again, I liked Supergirl. I really dug Supergirl. Yeah. A lot of people
Supergirl was fantastic. We all liked it. I mean, again, it's not a groundbreaking film,
right?
But like, and there were some continuity issues that I had with the movie, particularly Penis Face, who was the dad. You guys know Penis Face? He's Penis Face because if you saw 10 Things I Hate About You, they drew a penis on his face. Like, he was the dad in the movie, and I knew that. I've met that guy in person before at a convention, like, multiple times. I saw him at Cincinnati Comic-Con, and then like 2 weeks later, I was in New York in the middle of Times Square of all places, and there he was, and he was like looking at me like, "Should I know you?" And I'm like, "Penis Face, dude, what's up, my brother?" But like, the one thing I was talking about, Roberto and I were actually talking about this yesterday, and it was, I kind of said, like, I loved the Superman movie, but I was really upset that with Bradley Cooper, that his parents ended up being like you know, what'd you call them? Fascists?
Nazis?
Not Nazis. They were
supremacists.
supremacists. They were the supremacists. So it was kind of hard to empathize with Supergirl because, you know, it's like, why would she empathize with, you know, like her parents were supremacists too, obviously. So like Penis Face was a supremacist. Like that's not okay. Penis Face wants to like throw us all in the Kompan concentration camp. I don't think that's okay.
I got the opposite feeling for him. I got the fact that Clark's parents wanted him to rule, and her parents were just telling her to be a good person. So I got the opposite feel when it came to that. But they also reinforced that thing that happened in the Superman movie, that's real. His parents sent him to rule. There was a lot of people still like not believing and thinking, that's just what the engineer told them. That's not what the message actually says. They pretty much confirm it in Supergirl that, yeah, his parents sent him to rule.
I actually like that twist because it gives more validation to what a nice guy Superman is. Because
I agree with that.
He's not doing what he was sent here for. He's doing what he thinks is right.
If it was fake,
like that.
For me, if it was fake, the just beautiful scene with Jonathan would have meant nothing.
Yep.
So that's why I was on the fence, and I was like, you know what, I do like this. I'm kind of hoping at the time I was like, man, there's part of me that wants it to be fake, but the other part of me is like, well, that just ruins the beautiful moment he had with Jonathan Kent on the front porch. So I was like, well, okay. I mean, again though, I tell people there's so many different iterations of these characters. All of them have, not one of them actually stays the exact same through everything. So there might be a version of this character that you like. There might be one you don't like. For me, I'm such a shill for Superman. I don't have a Superman I don't like. I don't. I've seen some of the stuff that Kirk Allen did, and I've heard through YouTube and whatnot, the stuff that I'm probably getting the name wrong, but the voice, the radio host, Bud Collyer, I want to say was the radio voice of Superman for a little while. I think that's his name. I could be way off.
I really miss Russell Crowe as Jor-El.
You want to get into Florida Krypton, oi?
I like Russell Crowe in that movie, and
he was great, actually.
I liked Henry Cavill as Superman, but my thing with Superman, and I have an issue. I can love something, have an issue, folks. Like you can do that. You can love something and be like, but here's my issues that I have with this.
Mm-mm.
I know, and nope, you know that if you don't like what I like, I hate you.
Right.
You know that? Yeah, right.
Times 10.
Yeah. But it's not without its issues. I think that there was a plan where it was going to be Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow, Superman. But the feet were dragged way too much at Warner Brothers. BVS is not a Superman sequel to me. It's not. But you didn't have a solo Superman movie after Superman or after Man of Steel. You didn't have it. You drug your feet. And I think we were heading in the direction, with as much hate as Henry Cavill gets and as much hate as David Cornsweet gets. Henry has said that David Superman is the Superman he wanted to get to. He wanted to get to that beacon of hope. You know, we started out dour. We drug the feet, trying to get it to that Superman part of it, from Man of Steel to Superman. So as much as I loved Henry, I get why people don't. I get it. I 100% get it. I still love him. David is a fantastic Superman, and I've said this a million times. David isn't the first Superman. He won't be the last. If David's not for you, there'll eventually be one. Or you can keep, these new movies don't erase any of the DCEU stuff. Like, I can still go in there and grab my collector edition Man of Steel and watch Man of Steel whenever I want. This stuff doesn't erase it, but we can enjoy it.
Look at Doomsday. I mean, look, they're bringing in all these multiverse stuff. There's no reason why they can't do like an Earth 1 Superman down the line and make it Henry Cavill. You know, it's like there's nothing. You know, there's nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the
Exactly.
table.
And again, my favorite on-screen Superman Clark Kent is Tyler Hoechlin from the TV show Superman and Lois.
Oh, he was great. He was so damn good. That show was so fantastic. That was great.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that, oh, you don't just love David and he's the Superman. No, because I love the character of Superman. And every actor, every voice actor brings something different to the character. Now, again, the Man of Steel one didn't hit with people. He did feel a lot more Injustice Superman than regular. And yes, David plays a fantastic Superman. He feels the attitude and everything feels to me straight from the comic books. At least that section of comic books. Because again, comics are so wide and diverse in their storytelling that you're not going to get the same Superman from this story that's over here in this story. And that's the great thing about comics. You could I could say, Ed, I hate Guy Gardner in this particular story.
I don't like you anymore. I'm done.
Yeah,
I have a Guy Gardner now, number one, and I will tell you, I had very high hopes that it would go up in value when that Superman movie came out.
Oh.
So, it didn't. It's still a dollar book.
What I mean, though, is just because I didn't like a Guy Gardner, and that's just throwing that out there.
No, absolutely.
In this story, doesn't mean that there's not another story where Guy Gardner's my favorite one. Maybe he's my favorite because he gets knocked out by Batman. Who knows? But it's just it's weird liking things, like, because it always feels whenever I do trailer reactions, right? I don't feel the need to justify my Marvel love as much as I feel like I have to justify it when it comes to the newer DC stuff. I've been sitting on a thumbnail for Doomsday forever, waiting for a trailer drop. I don't even know. Like, the movie comes out in December. Maybe we'll get a trailer in the next couple months. I don't know. But when I drop Supergirl or anything like that, nobody has to say anything, but my brain automatically switches to, I had to defend it when it was DCEU and Zack Snyder and Walter Hamada and all those folks were there. I had to defend liking the stuff then. At first, I was like, you know what? With James Gunn and Peter Safran in charge, shouldn't be an issue. I shouldn't have to feel that way anymore, and I shouldn't have felt that way to begin with, right? But I did. But it feels almost exactly the same. I'm a shill either way. I don't know what I'm talking about either way. I like crappy movies either way. So I'm just like, dude, I'm just going to enjoy what I enjoy. Like, I don't care if nobody else likes Supergirl. Like, I don't care if nobody else liked it. All I know is I enjoyed it. I don't care if nobody else liked pick a movie, somebody like Morbius or Madam Web or anything like that. If I enjoyed it, if I had a good time with it, that's all that matters. Like, I'm not going to convince anybody that didn't like something to like something, and people aren't going to convince me to dislike something that I liked. So
I just want to say, I hate to do this, guys. I got to get going. I got to make dinner and everything for Roberto and Alan. Actually, Roberto's making dinner, but I just want to say before that fucking Spider-Man movie is going to fucking suck. And fuck Doomsday. I hope that movie fucking sucks ass. And Superman, Man of Tomorrow, more like I'm not going to see that movie tomorrow.
I love you so much, brother.
I love you guys. Jay, it's time for me to sign off for the night.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me, guys. I would love to come back soon. This is a great conversation. I totally agree with everything you said. Nope, Eddie, Sean, great to see you guys. Love you all. Have a great night.
Love you too, brother.
Take care. You have that link. It's the same link every time, bro. So anytime you want to pop on.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll come back soon.
All right, take care, guys.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I love Henry so much.
How can you not love Henry? There's nothing not to love about Henry.
He really made me love when he said "fuck Spider-Man." Fuck,
Yeah.
Became an even bigger fan.
So the last two little things that I had to talk about are horror related.
Ooh.
One, I saw this trailer today for Grin. This thing looks weird, but it looks, I don't know. It's basically it's like this weird board game that these people are playing, and you just have to watch it. I thought the character design looked cool. That's why I grabbed it, because I watched the trailer and I was like, this could be good. This could also be the worst thing, college film level, that I've ever seen. But I just grabbed it, thought it looked interesting. You know, we're getting, bless you, we're getting somewhat close, in my opinion, to Halloween. I mean, close enough, I guess.
Close enough.
Close enough. And you can watch horror anytime. So that was interesting. Something else I saw yesterday, and this kind of blew my mind. So this is a still from Pinocchio and Strum. I saw a video, and I can't remember what exactly it was from. It was like top 10 movies that didn't use CGI. And that shark movie that I talked about a while back, Beast of War, built a shark. It wasn't CGI at all. It was a shark. Well, I found out that they built the animatronic. This right here on the screen is not CGI. It's not computer animated, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm a practical effects person, though, and I think CGI and things like that should be used to add on top of the practical stuff. This is a fully animatronic thing, y'all. And I couldn't. Roberto, thank you so much, man. Y'all are welcome anytime. Anytime. But this is fully animatronic. It blew my mind. I didn't know people still did that. And I haven't watched this yet. I plan on it, though. I plan on watching it. But it reminds me that there was a movie way back in the day called Pinocchio's Revenge. A weird movie. There was a weird time back in the late 90s where we were already starting to take childhood things and make them into horror movies like Rumpelstiltskin and this, and like there's a bunch of other things out there too.
Hold on. Gotta let the dog out.
Oh, you're good. So I want to show this off. This is actually Jenna's, but I wanted to show this off. Quite a few shows back. Travis Gidd popped into our chat to let us know that he had a Kickstarter run. And Jenna backed it live. So we got it. We got it in the other day. This is Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales. Grim Fates. So one of only 3 people I don't mind writing about fish people. And here's the one that she had already had. This one is Cthulhu Invades Oz.
He's not really a fish person. He's just from space.
The people usually, I don't know enough about the lore, but usually if Cthulhu's involved, there's fish people.
Oh.
That's what I've kind of noticed. Like 9 times out of 10, if Cthulhu's involved, there's fish people.
Well, it's
That's what
usually
kind of
seen
ruined
at sea, so makes sense.
It's kind of what ruined me on some of the Zenoscope titles. It felt like everything had a fish person in it.
Blame the way of water.
Ever since Cthulhu became public domain, though, it's like everyone is just Cthulhuing everything to death, and it just gets to the point where they're burning it out.
That's like a lot of the Lovecraftian stuff, kind of the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cthulhu is Lovecraftian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I was today years old.
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't know that?
No,
That's funny.
but if you know me as long as Jay has, that's not shocking.
Hey, look, man, I tell you the same thing I tell people when it comes to Gears and when it comes to comics. I ain't going to hate if you know something. I remember we were watching Throne of Atlantis. And when he called forth the megalodon, you remember that story?
No.
Called forth a megalodon in that animated movie, and Sean goes, of all the mythical creatures to pull up, you pulled up a megalodon, and I looked at him, I was like, you know, megalodon was real, right? And he goes, nope, I didn't.
Well, if you ask Jenna, she's still swimming around out there. I forgot her name though.
That's good, Jay. That still doesn't shock you.
Blue, yeah, there you go.
Aliens.
Blue.
That still doesn't shock you as much as aliens, though.
That shocked me the most out of anything you've ever said, ever.
What'd you say about aliens?
So we're talking about movies that freaked everybody out as a kid, and I was like, Aliens was the one that freaked me out the most. As a kid, he goes, you actually watched that? I'm like, yes. The image forever ingrained in my head is the alien right in front of Ridley's face.
Nice.
Now, let's go back a little bit. Why would I not think you had seen something like Alien, Sean?
Oh, because I'm a pussy.
Well, I mean, other than that, there's more to it than that too. I will name things that I could swear that was like when we were kids. That was like you had to watch it. He'd have no idea what I was talking about. So me, I just assumed he had never seen Aliens before. Just based off of, you know, hey, remember this thing? You're like, I'd never heard of that ever. So I'm like, okay, there's no way this dude watched Aliens then. And then sure enough, the one thing that I'm like, oh, I'm 100% positive he's ever watched, he goes, oh yeah. Parents, my dad used to watch it all the time. So, shocking. Megalodon is still out there. Yes, Lorena.
There's still
yes.
enough unexplored ocean.
Yeah, off the coast of Africa is where I firmly believe that Megalodon is at.
I don't care what they say. Don't care.
Well, you got all that Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, yep. And Shark Week has kind of become we're going to show real stuff, like the same thing we've been showing for 12 years now. And then everything else is just like a TV show. Like it's not real. Like I remember when Shark Week used to be somewhat exciting, but now it just feels like, hey, we're going to show this found footage that Megalodon could still exist. No, it's not real at all. That's staged. Yeah. Or we're going to show the girl that was swimming with her class out in the middle of the water and got her leg taken by the great white. Like I've seen that video so many, like awesome that she survived and everything, and that's freaking terrifying. But we've seen that video so much. Like I don't know, Shark Week just doesn't hit the same as, you know, when I was younger.
Yeah. Well, there's only so many times you can do the same thing about the same topic.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, let's hope that doesn't count for everything, because we're not going to make it to 100 episodes then. So I want to go back a little bit, because I rushed through this because, like I said, I didn't want to keep honoring everybody waiting. But tell me a little bit more about Hollow Queen, guys.
Here you know.
Exciting. What's up?
I just want to know who's going to talk, so go for it.
No, go ahead.
No, you first. No, you first. Oh, I insist.
Rock, paper, scissors. Whoever goes.
First, I'll say that Rogo is an awesome guy. He's easy to talk to. He's great to talk to. And over a span of like the 45-50-minute video, him and I became friends, and we've been chatting back and forth ever since. He's a really nice guy. But the whole thing with the Hollow Queen that's cool is that it's going to be a continuing world where more and more things keep coming. And right now, this first, he called it first section, I think is what he called it, or something like that. It's going to be about her fighting an army of headless horsemen. And there's going to be like headless horsemen from all different lores of life, right? Like there's one from Texas that has a name. There's a Viking one. So, you know, that just spoke to me. I mean, good Lord, more than one headless horseman. Let's go. And then he said that the next time around, he's going to introduce like maybe ghosts and stuff like that. But he's hoping to build a whole world around this that's basically built on Halloween lore and Halloween myths.
Right.
So
The
yeah,
first arc I think was supposed to be 12 issues.
Yep. And it's going to be a continuing thing. And he said that in the future, we'll see familiar characters that don't have the same name because those names aren't open use to where you can use them. But that led me to think that some Universal Monster stuff might be in there. They just have different names like people have done before.
Mm.
But it's cool as hell. I can't wait to be able to read it.
I didn't get a chance to ask because obviously I watched it because it's y'all, and anything that I got time to watch when y'all are live, I'm watching. Now I've seen some panels that weren't in color. Is the book in color?
No.
No,
it's not. Okay.
not
He
this
plans
one.
he plans on introducing color later on because of this. If the Kickstarter is successful enough that he can hire a colored artist or whatever. But yeah, this first issue is black and white, but he might re-release it in color depending on how the Kickstarter goes.
Yeah, because you can tell that obviously some of the colored art right there, he loves the color on it.
And
Because it looks great. Yeah.
And didn't know it until he told us, but you see her little collar there, if you want to call it that.
Total scat.
That's based on Jack
Right.
Skellington's tie. Yep. Very cool.
Like when I first saw the picture up, I was like, that looks kind of like a little Jack. And then to hear y'all say it, I was like, oh, that's why it looks like it, because it was kind of a little bit of an homage to that. And this color pattern, this color scheme is fantastic. The purple, for some reason, with me at least, purple and green work together so well. And in particular, these shades of purple and green. I think
they've been Joker for so long.
They've kind of been adopted as like colors of Halloween, because if you go to buy Halloween lights to rig on your house, there's like purple and green always on the string, and then orange. But yeah, the purple and green, when you do it right, like he did, they really complement each other very, very well.
Yeah, those are the colors that I went with that Eldritch D&D box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Halloween, I think it has like 4 days left. If y'all want to show him some love and get into it now, it's just starting. It's just starting. So now's the time to jump in, and you'll be ground floor of this new world of Halloween.
And if you get a physical copy of anything or any kind of physical backing, you'll get this stretch goal that he just hit, which is going to be 5 postcards of the art from Cole. What was his name? I can't remember the artist's name, but he does the cover where the horseman is actually holding the pumpkin in his hand, skulls all around. But really good artist, and the other art, it's on the campaign right there. Pictures of the postmarks or postcards that would be included.
And that cover Luke's talking about is the one that got me hooked into wanting to meet and talk to this guy, because that cover was just amazing. But he also does a lot of the art himself, because he's an artist, and that's really cool. He's working on, he's done art and covers for Ed Davis, because when you asked during the interview if he knew him, as a matter of fact, they know each other very well and have collabed on several projects and brainstorming sessions, and you just saw him on Ed's show, you said?
Yeah, I was telling this Ed on here, Ed Prime. I was telling him that it was so funny that when I found out the two of them knew each other, when Ed got back to me, he's like, "Hey, I missed your question to the show," which is fine, no big deal. But he's like, "Yeah, they do know each other." And then today, I had just woken up too late, and I missed a live that Ed Davis was doing, and sure enough, Rogo was on there with him. And a couple other folks. So the indie community, it's a small world. Awesome to see these folks. Now, this thing you see on the screen, folks, I just made this. So I just wanted there to be something cool because I couldn't get the covers to copy the way I wanted them to. So I
But
made
that is one of them on the right.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, at least the central part.
Yep.
Central part.
But yeah, do yourself a favor, check out that Kickstarter link.
And instead of some Kickstarters, the prices are really reasonable. He's only asking $12
Right.
instead of like 20, like a lot of them are these days, or 25 or whatever.
Right, and you get the digital with it.
Yep, you get the digital with it.
That's
Or
always
the
a
digital's
plus.
just like $8 or something.
Is the 12 plus the shipping included or shipping after?
Shipping.
I think shipping after. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I think it's
sometimes
15, maybe.
Yeah, there's sometimes that the shipping is baked into the price.
The shipping is $7 while you buy
Was
it.
it 7?
Yeah. If you add stuff on, then everything you add on adds like $1 to the shipping. Because he has stickers that he's designed himself. There's like a set of 10 stickers, and if I remember right, they're only like $10 or something. And then he's got stickers of the covers that, if I remember correctly, were only like $6 or $7. And he's got postcards, and they're gonna have prints available of the covers. And even the deluxe PDF, I think the PDF was like 6 and the deluxe was only like 8. And usually on a lot of Kickstarters, they want like $20 for the deluxe when all it is a picture of each cover. So he's very, very reasonable with his prices, maybe even too reasonable to an extent. He's such a great guy. I would really love to see him take off because he's one of the nicest guys I've met in a long time. And him and I hit it off really fast. And we've actually become friends over the last week and have talked quite a few times. And he's excited. Whatever. And he's don't be jealous, Jay. There's plenty of room for you.
Nope, we're being replaced.
Yeah, whatever. But he's excited to come back. He wants to be a part of our Shocktober special this fall. So we're kicking some ideas around. And Nope came up with a great one, sit around with flashlights and telling ghost stories. I think that'd be a lot of fun for a cool little video. But Shocktober's almost back. Hopefully him and I don't try to unalive ourselves again this year like we did last year.
Let's not do that, guys. Okay, let's not do that.
Hey, I worked 3 stories yesterday. I didn't fall out any windows, down any ladders. Didn't even have to use the ladders.
That case that's behind you, that's wood, right? Go ahead and knock on that for me.
Dude, it was funny because when he told me what he was doing on Wednesday, I said, "For the love of God, don't fall." And he's like, "Yep, that's top priority. No falling this time."
Yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot worse this time.
Oh, man.
So Sean, what have you been up to, man?
Work.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's literally it. Work. No, I'm just kidding.
What does an imaginary friend do for work?
No, literally. I mean, for anybody that watches this and doesn't know, back in May, I learned that end of May, learned that I have diabetes, got high blood pressure, and my thyroid is underactive. So I've been basically on a huge lifestyle change. So that I've been mainly trying to concentrate on that, even more so than work and whatnot. So just starting to settle into that. I've lost 35 pounds. So I'm happy.
Congrats.
Good for you, man.
Other than that, yeah, just trying to get back into reading now that my schedule is finally a set one. So I'm trying to find more time to read and stuff like that. And doing other stuff with pew-pews a little more often. So
it's good therapy.
It is good therapy. So is
I
reading.
dropped 30 pounds, but it was from my belly to my ass, so I didn't really get rid of it. So
Well, I don't have an ass to lose any weight from, so I have no ass at all disease, unfortunately. So
So
when you fart, do your eyes get real big, or what the hell?
Yeah.
If you don't have an ass,
Extremely, they pop out of my head, dude. Then they deflate.
Curves of a 2x4.
Right.
But yeah, just trying to get back and read. Like we were talking about last week. I think you guys weren't here, but The Last Starfighter, man, that book took me by surprise. That thing was so good. So
Is it based on the movie or is it a
Yeah,
continuation?
it
of the
takes
movie?
place. Yeah, it takes place almost right after, a little bit after the movie itself. It's a, almost
See,
a
no,
direct-
there's a lot of movies that could learn a lesson from that. Instead of forcing a sequel on us, continue it in books or comics because sometimes the sequels just don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you
'Cause they
can
don't put
continue
enough
it in a
into it.
comic or something, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like I've been begging, yelling, screaming from every window for somebody to do a Star Trek Enterprise comic. You know, you don't got to continue the show. They're all old now. It won't be the same.
Yeah.
But do comics, do books,
Mhm.
do something because I loved that rendition of Star
Yeah,
Trek.
because arguably one of the best things they did was they finally continued the Ben Sisko story from DS9 as to what happened to him after he got, called off by the founders at the end of the series. And that revived the series, the Star Trek line in a way I hadn't seen in a long time. So I'm with you. I mean, I bet you could do a lot with Star Trek Enterprise and go with there, especially if you just want to start filling gaps in between that show and the original series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that totally. Oh, I wanted to pitch this to you guys while we're here. I told Jay last week because we're coming up on episode 85. I think we can all agree that probably the best movie from 1985 was Back to the Future. Maybe just do a fun little nostalgia bit about the movie. So I thought I'd throw that out.
Oh, dude, Back to the Future. You know, I'm totally down.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at a list of movies to agree with you about 85, but I don't dislike Back to the Future.
One of the trilogies that I think is
that's one thing where you're gonna hate me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider it a trilogy because I thought the second and third one were junk, but I love the first one.
Second and third
I
one,
love the
the movie's
first
even better. Like I think the third one's better than the second one.
See, they just didn't ring home for me, but I love the first one. I've watched the first one many, many, many times.
I love
It's like
them
my
all.
Lord of the Rings.
Rocky IV was released that same year.
Did you see that new Playing Rocky that's coming out? That looks interesting.
I still haven't watched that trailer.
The guy looks a lot like Stallone,
Yep,
and he looks a lot like Rocky.
And he does a really good version of he does the voice really well.
Does he? How's he do?
So yeah. But apparently there's no voice effects on it. He's actually doing the voice.
I mean, I can see it. Now for some sponsored links that aren't actually sponsors. Want to give a little bit of shout out to how I was able to read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. Again, nope. Fantastic pick. I'm digging what I'm reading so far. Check out Global Comics. Sean and I recently started a little subscription thing with them there. I'm digging what's going on so far.
I mean, $7 a month. It was worth a shot just to see what they got.
Yeah, so be sure, check that out if you're looking for an alternative to read stuff.
No, something is killing the children on there though. A little disappointing.
My favorite Swamp Thing story, from what I've heard, is book 2 of that.
Really?
But I've never gotten a copy of book 2 to find out. Yeah, because when I was reading it when I was young, what hooked me on Swamp Thing was that he had to go down to hell and fight in hell itself to save the girl he's in love with. And that just, and then I lost those books for whatever reason when I was younger, and I could never remember when to get them back. And then I found out that it's book 2 of that saga. So if you read book 2, let me know for sure if that's what it is, because if it is, I might grab it too.
Yeah.
I'd love to read those again because that story just fascinated me as a kid.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
I totally will.
Minus the volcano.
2 shops.
I almost got him.
Damn. So 2 comic places I want to give a huge shout out to because we've gotten stuff, or I've gotten stuff from both these places. But I just put in an order for like 7 different books because, y'all, I am an A cover person. It takes a really special cover for me to get a different cover. But I had to jump on that Greatest American Hero Action Comics #1 homage. So I made an order about 7 books from Third Eye Comics. Check out Third Eye. I'm also getting Terminal. I had to get my Robert Kirkman book in there. Got a bunch of stuff. I'll be showing that off. This stuff won't ship until all the books have been out. Like, that's how I have it set up. That's why it took so long for me to get my Superman, Spider-Man, Superman, and my Dork in, because they were waiting for one of the books to drop out to release. So make sure you check out Third Eye Comics.
Do we know the owners or the runners of Third Eye, or just a site you found?
Just I knew about them because they're in Maryland or Baltimore, and actually went to a Third Eye while we were up there helping Kyle with the Poe Fest one year. So
one site that I really like that I've bought from in the past many times is mycomicshop.com.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I like about that is if you make an account and log in, you can basically build a box, and they'll let you keep stuff in your cart for up to a year before they ask you, if you're not going to buy this, we got to re-release it. So you can actually build a box with them and ship when you're comfortable. You don't have to check out every single time you want to add a book.
yes.
And that's something I'd never seen another site do before. So I've stayed pretty loyal to them when it comes to trying to find things I can't find anywhere.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna add that to the links. Let's see, you got Wild right there saying my comic shop is great. Now I'm not wearing the shirt. There's another site, another place. It's called Bird City Comics. They have some of the coolest exclusives. I got a Bird City Wolverine shirt somewhere. It's packed away somewhere, but I love it. And I've gotten a couple covers from them. And Ant and Laura are awesome. They're an Arizona store, I think.
Why has everything to do with comics in Arizona? I swear to God, almost everybody on CBSN was from Arizona at one time.
Yeah.
Just means we need
And
to go to
this Bird City, did you ever tweet about them?
Never gotten to Twitter. You want to know something? Before I knew Twitter was a thing, this was years ago when it first came out. I worked overnight in a grocery store, and we used to have some commercials playing in between the music sometimes. And they were talking about two things I know nothing about, which is Twitter and basketball. And it was talking about some player had been flagged or something for tweeting in between. I was like, he was doing what? Tweeting? What the hell is that? And that's when I learned about Twitter after that. But I was like, what a weird commercial to hear, not knowing anything about Twitter at the time. Like, he was tweeting in between plays. What does that mean? What is that? I felt like such an old dude when I was. What is this new confounded thing?
What are you talking about?
What is this thing? You tell me right now. I don't tweet. But to answer your question, no, Ed, I did.
I don't even remember what the hell I asked you.
Bird City Comics, did I tweet something out?
Oh, yeah, okay. That was more of a asshole type comment than a real question, but
That was, but I took it. I took it and ran with it.
that's why I love you, Jay. That's why I love you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link for my comic shop, because why not? Any place that anybody knows of, like, you got a link, you guys go to a shop or whatever, and they have a link to a store or a site or whatever, let me know. I have no problem.
The other thing about these guys, and I promise, I don't get kickbacks from them. I've just been using them a long time. Another thing that's cool about these guys is if they don't have it in stock, but they have it out on eBay, they'll pull it from eBay and sell it to you as the price that they would have gotten in the store. So instead of having to bid on it and wait, because they sell a lot on eBay, they have their own eBay store, they'll actually pull it from eBay and sell it to you if you want it. And you put it on your wish list, because they let you make a wish list. So you can have a wish list if they don't have it. If they do have it and you want it, but you don't want to pay the shipping right now, you can add it to your cart and build a box with them. So they pretty much have had about 90% of the stuff I've looked for.
Speaking of
The
wish lists, Jay, that cover from cheapgraphicnovels.com of Orange Lantern that we're never going to get.
Brother, I was literally grabbing that link. I was literally grabbing the link for cheapgraphicnovels.com. Yeah,
Absolutely, Lyle.
there's a so I have a lot of the Blackest Night in hardcover, like a lot of it, but I'm missing. I think it's a specific Orange Lantern is either a prelude or part of the main story, and the cover is I want to say that it's Hal as Parallax, but it's an Orange Lantern. Like the cover says mine, 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 mine all over it, but it's got Hal in the middle of it. That's the cover, right?
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
GOOGLE.
Yep, here it is. Just send it to you on Facebook, Jay, so you can show it off. Maybe. Okay. Well, you got quiet in here. I must have killed the party.
I know, it's 4 nerds sitting in the quiet. It's like, this is really exciting. We need to wake up. Throw your batarang or something, man.
Right?
My batarang or my night wangerang here.
Hey, now you keep your wang put away. I don't want to hear about your wang-a-wang. Dude, the colors.
I think you've had that on your wish list for like a decade.
Crosses.
Yeah.
I just saw a cover that had mine, mine, mine written all over it on League, but I don't remember what it was for. Huh. It was a newer comic that has a mine, 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 mine like that. I wonder if they're homaging that one.
Seagulls.
Seagulls.
Rex Wang.
Stop it. Yeah, I've had this wish list. It's like 24 books, and every time one of them actually comes back, it's a time I can't get it.
Oh.
Like every single time. I have some stuff on this list that it's like X-Men Magneto Testament. It's the hardcover. They had it for $13. From what I've heard from people who are Magneto fans, one of the best Magneto stories you could read. So, all right, folks, somebody talk because I got to go get something to drink.
This one time at band camp.
Today at band camp, we should turn our instruments upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is why I brought 2 drinks. So I can be super prepared.
Well, I got nothing, so what do you guys want to talk about? Hey, look, you want to trash Supergirl? That ought to get people talking. Do that.
I'm so tired of hearing or talking about that movie.
I'm so sick of it too.
Regardless if it's good or not. Holy crap, it's been everywhere.
I didn't even know Chaka could talk that much, but I'll be damned.
So I guess y'all won't be here when we actually do the episode. Talk about it.
Why not?
Well,
you don't like opposing forces.
Yeah, if you need a counter. I mean, how boring is it to just hear all good things?
I'd put it slightly above Madam Web, so it ain't the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here saying that, holy crap, I want my money back or whatever, you know.
I've only ever walked out on
Just didn't land with me. That's all.
Yep, same here. It didn't land with me either. No pun intended, since it's
I
above flying
loved the
people.
Lobo parts. That part was great.
But was it
You
just
know?
me, or did Lobo look like he was added on after the fact? Because he never really interacted with the characters.
I wasn't really paying attention that much to that part, but it seemed like when they were in the bar that they were
They
in the
they
same
did
spot.
add more parts
But
in
but
reshoots.
yeah, that exceeded my expectations because I didn't think he was going to be doing the voice, and that was perfect.
And while I've been collecting, so I've been reading comics since I was like 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really started collecting comics until I was in my teens. And it wasn't me buying them. It was friends that when they were done with issues, they didn't really like keep them. So they would give them to me. Then when I got in my 20s, that's when I started, hey, there's a garage sale. They're selling books without covers for like $1 or something like that. And I get those. Or, you know, when I go to around the comic shops, not actually go inside, but there'd be like boxes of coverless books out there. They're like free to take. So I would say maybe really seriously like had a pull list collecting 20 something years now, but I've been reading them forever.
10 years.
More than Jay is all I'm going to admit to.
So
it's
it's the dawn of time.
Over 40 years I've been collecting. My dad bought me my first one when I was like 4 or 5. I can't remember the exact time. And then he'd bring them home to me. And when I started working at 11, I could start buying them myself. I would set my part of my paycheck off to the side to go get some comics. But where I grew up, I didn't know there was such a thing as a comic book store. For me, it was the drugstore, and they had a couple of racks. And it was just you go into the drugstore, and if there was something cool, awesome. If not, all right, Lyle beat me. Now I feel better.
And mine happened just on accident. Is when I bought my first comic. So
I have every comic I ever owned except for my Swamp Thing ones. Got lost, and I don't know. I think I still to this day think my nephew stole them. So if you're watching, nephew, I'm onto you. Because I don't know where they went. I've got every other one. My very first one was that Spider-Man Spidey Stories from the Electric Company.
Mine was a Batman TMNT #1 crossover by James Tynion. Because I literally looked at Jay and I was like, they do stuff like this? He's like, oh, they get weirder. There's more. So I bought it and read it.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
The next thing I know, I bought my first short box, which is the Iron Man one.
My first con is when you could still actually talk to people and not get charged money. Because one of my favorite stories about going to a Comic-Con was when the Marvel Zombies came out. I went to my LCS, which no longer exists thanks to various reasons. But they had a hardcover of the Marvel Zombies. It was the first print of the hardcover. And I knew that Soydan was going to be at the con. So I bought one to have him sign it, and I never even cracked the lid. And it was so cool because I went there and there wasn't a line or anything. And I looked, I'm like, yeah, that's him. And I went up, he's like, hey, how you doing? What you got? And I showed him, he's like, they made a hardcover? Nobody told me they were making a hardcover. I said, I was hoping you'd sign it for me, but I haven't even cracked the cover. And he like opened it and he's like, you're not kidding. You've never cracked this. He's like, I will definitely sign it for you. Not only did he sign it for me, he drew an exclusive zombie picture for me, charged me absolutely nothing. I got to take my picture. He wanted nothing but, to talk to his fans. And I'm like, that's when cons were cool. Now it's all about, you want a picture with me, little boy? It's $50, you asshole. And we're not going to go into details on that, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
You're missing
And
an
it's just
accent.
changed a lot. What's that?
You're missing an accent.
Well, I did that on purpose because then it would have been too obvious. So, but
How about you, Nope?
My first comic that I ever got was a Spawn comic. Couldn't tell you what the number was, but like Eddie, drugstore, ones you could just ride your bike up into town and get that. And then there was Mad Magazine I used to get often from the grocery store on the other side of town. But then later on, when I actually started collecting, it was more around whenever the Flash show and the Arrowverse shows came out, and they launched that pilot for Flash early in the summer. And it was such a tease, and it was my whole mission that summer was, who the hell is the man in yellow? You know, so I was trying to figure out who the Reverse Flash was and getting the hardcovers, the Flash archives, and reading basically a lot of specific older ones that you're not going to be able to afford. You can get reader copies of the earlier Reverse Flash books, but read a few of those, and then I got a big, a lot of Superman books or DC, just a, bunch of people's filler stuff that they can't sell or whatever. So just giant box, short box on eBay for $40 or something. And I thought I was getting a big old deal, and they're all a whole bunch of reader copies, but whatever. It was getting me into it. And then from there, it just kind of dominoed. And then it was eBay for a while, and then started going into stores. And then a couple stores had some sales on back issues because they were getting rid of their back issues. So they had like 75% off for a little while. And I was just hitting store because there's this whole bunch of stores that were running this sale, just getting rid of all their back issues. So I went in and collected a bunch of short boxes.
So Lyle says his first one was Iron Man #2, and Osgood Comics. Welcome in. I think that's a new name. Amazing Spider-Man 280. Then we got Cantonese Comic Kid Jeff. I want to say your name's Jeff. I apologize if I'm incorrect. He does a show with Triple B, Vampirella Book Club. I want to say, man, I'm gonna feel terrible if your name's not Jeff. Lie to me if I'm wrong, boss.
Sure.
I'm gonna grab his link. You check him out. Like I said, he does a show with Triple B, Vampirella Book Club. There we go. Excuse me. Yeah, that's amazing. Like I've also lost, some books because I had a friend who was real heavy into Spawn, and awesome. Awesome. Whew.
I still can't remember the number of that Spawn. I've looked at all the covers trying to trigger a memory.
It's so hard
Nothing.
with Spawn, man. Like,
Nothing.
it's so hard because the one I had was, it opens up with Al getting his face sewn back together with a shoelace in a back alley. And when he's asked what happened, he says something along the lines of, ran into some bozo in black. Well, there's an issue where Spawn meets Batman, and he gets a batarang in the middle of his face. But they retcon that because Todd was only supposed to be able to use Batman for that one issue. So they had to retcon it. It was somebody else that shot him in the face or something. So I'm like, well, what issue is this? And I'm looking, and like the issue numbers are all kinds of it's weird. It's weird. I remember that specifically because he's in the back alley and getting his face sewn back together with a shoelace. And then right after that, they introduce this villain, or just this, not even a villain. He's just a hench dude that they threw in there. And he says something, and I don't know why it sticks with me, but he goes, "I want me your magic man." That's as much of the book as I remember, is he says that. And then that was it. And I cannot remember what issue that was, but I've lost it. I had I still have Jaguar from Impact Comics. I have a random Jaguar issue. I did have a book called Defenders of Dynatron City. There was also a cartoon back in the day where you had like Jetstream or Jet Set Bill or something like that. There's a dude who had like a rocket for a head who could like fire his head off, and it had like little thrusters on it. Another dude was a hammer. Like he was literally a full dude with like a hammer for a head. Like I've lost some weird comics. I remember them and I'm like, I have to look these up because I'm like, this was a real thing, right? Like this wasn't something that my brain, while I was sleeping or what have you, made up. This was a real thing, right? And yes, that is. Defenders of Jonatron City is a real thing. Jaguar is a real thing. Because like I said, I have that book still somewhere here. The Spawn issue, I never found it again.
Yeah, you got me stuck on the whole shoelace thing because holy crap, shoelaces are thick, and I couldn't imagine trying to pull that through your skin to sew yourself
Bro,
with.
it was
Holy
a
crap.
hard, like it was a hardcore panel. Like I remember vividly the page because it wasn't that, you know, because this was like a 90s comic. So back then, that newsprint, the colors didn't pop as much. Like it had that dull kind of newspaper looking feel to it. But even then, the image it's like a full splash page of his head with like this white shoelace going down the middle of it.
Oh.
One of these days, I'll find a picture of it. Yep.
You remind me of a little piece of trivia.
What's that?
That hiking boots, you know, those hiking boots that you can lace up to like halfway up your shin.
Mm-hmm.
The you know how the shoelaces look like rope?
Mhm.
They're meant so that you can clip the ends off and use the inner strings for stitching yourself and the outer strings for like securing a shelter. And you can use them for rope. I never knew that before.
I did not know that either. But thank you, Lyle.
Like if you cut them open.
Yeah, you just cut the end off and pull it apart, and they're all in there.
Huh.
It's all like nylon.
I learned that from Survivor Man. I used to love his show. Can't remember his name, but Survivor Man.
Or Man
Not the
versus
dude-
Wild.
No, that's the guy that enjoyed drinking his urine too much.
Bear Grylls.
Yeah, that's the urine guy. This is like Stroud or Stroud. I think his last name was Stroud, and it was called Survivor Man. And I loved his show. He was on 4 or 5 seasons, and he didn't have a camera crew or anything. He did it all himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I could swear his last name was Stroud, but I can't.
Les
stand the
Stroud.
name. Les, there you go. Less is more. Okay.
Les Stroud.
But I loved his stuff.
It's on Tubi.
Oh, is
Not
it?
Not a sponsor, but folks, check
Now,
out
is this one of those things where if I go
Tubi.
on there to watch it, I'm going to get halfway through and they're going to take it off again?
You never know, man.
Well, it all depends on how long you wait.
Oh.
You never know. I'm still mad for you about Swamp Thing, even though you couldn't see it.
You found it somewhere,
I
but
did.
I forgot where you said you found it. So I still haven't watched it. Not that I had time anyway.
Because for some reason it's not on HBO Max like it should be either.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Licensing.
Yeah. Derek Mears was fantastic. And that showed the practical suit.
Mm-hmm.
It looked so good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Well, and you
we
only-
get to the Swamp Thing, but
And then you only got a taste of what's his face?
the Floronic Man.
Floronic Man, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. But you only got a little bit of that. And then
Dude, and
Won't be
Blue
back.
Devil? Yeah, Blue Devil.
Yeah. Right.
I-
Building up towards that.
Oh,
And then
I was heartbroken because there's also rewatching it for like the 80th time. There's also hints of things that would be coming in the actual opener that we never got to see.
yeah, 'cause didn't they hint at Constantine?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. There's so many things with that show. I'm like, look, when the DC Universe app came out, Titans was very divisive with folks.
Right.
I thought Titans was an all right show. I didn't think it was like the greatest thing I ever watched, but Titans had some good stuff in it. Doom Patrol, really dug Doom Patrol. That was just supposed to be a weird show. And
That
it
one
was.
seems like an Umbrella Academy almost.
It is pretty much.
Okay.
But I mean, Brendan Fraser is Robot Man. Like he's awesome in that. Plus the show's just really funny. Spawn 21. I think I'm gonna look that up, Lyle. You're more than likely right.
Mhm.
Then we get to Spawn. Or Spawn. See, Swamp Thing.
Wow, wow.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah.
Scary weird.
We get to Swamp Thing series, and I was hooked from the first episode. Like, I'm used to the Swamp Thing, the two movies from back in the day. Like Adrian Barbeau was in the first one, and Heather Locklear was in the second one. But I'm used to that, But watching that Swamp Thing series, and the worst part about it, folks, is they told us before it even aired, hey, this has already been canceled. They still put it out, which I'm glad they did, but I'm so mad that they did at the same time. But I just thought it was one of the best things they had going for them on that app. And then when you got the HBO Max thing happen, I was like, oh, cool. Doom Patrol's on here. Titans is on here. Not Swamp Thing, though. Swamp Thing only got the one season. The other shows got 2 and 3 and whatever.
I mean, hell, they put Stargirl on there, but not Swamp Thing.
Yeah. So, again, it'll make you mad, folks. But if you get a chance to watch it and you never watched the Swamp Thing, first of all, it's dark. And I don't just mean the theme of it is dark. You might need to turn up the brightness on your television.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is fantastic.
A lot of night scenes.
Yeah, and as weird as this will sound,
Or underwater.
Yeah, the underwater stuff was pretty harsh. As much as I say, language and stuff doesn't bother me. Swamp Thing, when they use the colorful language, it feels like it fits. Unlike how Titans, it kind of felt out of place in certain parts. The Swamp Thing, they do drop F-bombs in it, but it doesn't feel like to be edgy. If that makes any sense.
Excessive.
It feels like it feels like a natural, if you're prone to cussing, that'd be something you say. And I think that's also why I kind of like, Thank you. See, thank you, Lyle. I mean, I'm kind of crazy, but I'm not all the way crazy. I knew that stuff existed. But yeah, that was, I'm hoping. There's a lot of talk right now, and nobody knows what's going to happen. Okay, it's everything so far in the DCU has flopped, and James Gunn is out after this. Look, I don't really care. I like James Gunn. If James Gunn not giving me a charge of it, it's not going to bother me one bit. I just want my movies. I'm hoping that we do something with Swamp Thing. I really do. I'm hoping that, I don't need every movie to be D-list characters. It's still strange to me that we did Supergirl instead of maybe Wonder Woman or Batman or something. Okay. I don't mind getting these lesser known characters. I really don't. But I want to make sure that we have a good balance. Hey, what's up, Triple B?
What's up, Triple B?
Hey,
I want to make sure we have a good balance of lesser known with more well-known characters, because I want to get a Cyborg, but then I want to get a Deadman, and I want to get a Flash, but I also want to get Swamp Thing again, or maybe a Creeper.
I want it all.
Yeah, I want Nightwing.
Getting to Nightwing. You know, I don't mind as long as we mix it up. Like I said, I don't run this thing. I'm just a fan that watches it. Again, I just think it's weird that we went with Supergirl, who is basically Superman, but a girl. A little bit different, you know, story, obviously. But I don't know. I think I would have went. You got Superman. For me personally, whether it was like this humongous box office success or whatever, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't matter. But I would have hit the ground running with a Batman or a Wonder Woman
Or Green Lanterns.
yes, or a Lantern. I was hoping. Here's my other thing about Supergirl that I'm kind of, that's already exciting me. It took forever, and they really didn't even go too much into it for DC to get into the cosmic stuff. We're in the cosmic stuff in the second movie. So maybe, I mean, we're getting a Lanterns TV show, but so maybe that means we're going to get one of my dream movies, whether it's an animated one or we get to it in on the big screen, is a Blackest Night or a Sinestro Corps Wars or something like that. So if for nothing else, Supergirl already introduced us to the cosmic side.
See, I'm still thrown off that we're going with a Clayface kind of horror film. That's the one that's thrown me off the most.
Yeah,
Right. Like
That's one I'm looking forward to.
taking so long to get to Batman, but maybe that's why it'll be a good payoff if we slow roll into Batman, since it's been done so many times here recently, and we're still waiting on that other movie.
and I'm with you, Ed. I'm with you, man. I'm excited for it. Like, it's
Me
something
too.
new, something different.
I hope they make it creepy, dark, scary.
I mean, it already
I don't know
is.
how that's going to fit in with the happy-go-lucky world of Superman, but it'll be interesting to see how he ties them together.
Yeah, like,
Because Superman was such a positive
Mhm.
movie. Like I said before, it was like a comic book come to life. And now Clayface from the preview looks like it's going to be this kick-ass horror body porn type. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How those meet together? It'd be interesting to see.
and you know, and it's not exactly the same thing, but if you take Rick Flag Sr. from Peacemaker and Creature Commandos, we had him in the Superman movie. Now, granted, he wasn't like a tremendously huge role, but he was in it enough to where, you know, you knew he was in it.
Yeah.
And for me,
Well-
they worked the way. What's up?
I was just going to say, and it's the same voice actor.
Yeah.
You know, keeping it continuity.
Which
Yeah.
is kind of cool because now we know who Gorilla Grodd's going to be because they've cast that voice actor. So, and if they keep it the same theme, he said the same people are going to be the people in the movies as they do voicing. We at least now know who Gorilla Grodd's going to be.
Yeah. And that was a point of contention with some folks, though. Because he said that before. Then he said, well, it might not always be. Because think about it. Sean Gunn is G.I. Robot. He's Weasel.
Right.
And he's Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get close to it, awesome. But it is going to be cool to see how Creature Commandos does in live action, because those characters are supposed to be in something down the road, like live action. So it's David Harbour as, you know, Frankenstein's monster Adam and things like that. And I cannot remember the bride's actress. I know who she is because I want to say it's the same actress from Pitch Black. Maybe not. Nope, it's not. But she's going to be the bride. So, like, I'm interested. I just it's a be patient thing, and I know that it's fans of this stuff who waited for 13 years for something to happen. Now it feels like we're starting all over again. We got to be patient. Let's see what they do. You know, it's you don't get Iron Man and Endgame without some, as much as I liked it, Thor: The Dark World and other movies. You don't get those without some of the movies kind of stumbling. So, even if this Supergirl movie didn't make a lot of money and it's divisive and there's a lot of people that didn't like it, some people like Sean and I that really liked it, I'm not giving up on it, and I don't think that people who didn't dig Supergirl should give up on it either. Just wait. I don't think that everyone's going to like everything this universe does. I mean, Ed and I have already said we're not big on Creature Commandos.
Yeah,
But
there's plenty in the MCU I didn't like. I still think Captain Marvel is extremely overrated.
Yeah.
And the third and fourth Thor movies, So,
yeah. Like I'm so weird when it comes to Thor, because I'm like, I like Thor, really like the Dark World. Ragnarok was okay, but that's when they started turning him to a big dumb blonde.
Yep, and I hated that.
Yeah. Then by the time you got to Love and Thunder, it was just kind of like,
I don't even recognize Love and Blunder. That was so stupid.
The only thing that I remember about that movie, spoiler alert for those who didn't watch it, the end credit, they got the actor who plays Roy Kent in Ted Lasso, which we started watching that. Holy crap, I love that show. They got him to play Hercules in the end credit scene. That's it. Whether or not that's going to pay off, because there's so many end credit scenes that have gone nowhere so far.
Yeah.
That movie had Russell Crowe's worst performance I've ever seen in my entire life, too.
I'm hard agree. Hard agree with you on that, man.
I don't know what the hell they were doing there.
I like how he started turning back after somewhat in Infinity War, but a little more so in Endgame, where he kind of started feeling like, I'm not saying Thor can't be a funny character. I don't want to be like, he doesn't have to be ultra serious, because he was a little jokey in the first two movies and in the Avenger movie. But the comedy has to help and not hurt.
It needs to be more subtle and not forced.
Yeah.
And it just felt
Balance.
so forced.
yeah, like the whole thing with Loki in one of the Avengers movies, he's adopted. That's fine.
That was good.
Yeah.
Or like when he comes and Thor's like, tell me, brother, tell me. And right as Iron Man grabs Thor and Loki's like, I'm listening. And he's not there anymore. Now, that was funny.
Yeah.
But when they force it like they did on Blunder, oh my God, that was
He
just
sounds
so
mother
unwatchable.
no. You wears her drapes.
Yep.
You want me to put the hammer down? No. He likes his hammer.
I try not to judge movies before I've even seen a trailer. And I hate being that guy, but I just have such a bad feeling about Doomsday, and I hope I'm wrong. I so hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, Doomsday is going to be, what did they say? It's going to be like a 4-hour-long movie, so that's going to be a long sit. So, yeah.
Part
Sounds like
one.
you're going to pack a lot of it, so.
Yeah.
Well, it pretty much is part one, because Secret Wars is going to be part two, pretty much.
Yeah.
For me, when we got down to Infinity War and Endgame, I've said this multiple times. I actually like Infinity War more than Endgame. Like, Endgame's all right, and there's some really cool parts in it. The on your left when everybody shows up, the part where Peter's telling Tony about what happened, and Tony just grabs him and hugs him, like, little blubbering baby here. Gets me every time when that happens.
Yeah.
But there's just something about Infinity War that I'm just like, I think Infinity War is the better movie.
I think a lot of it for Endgame for me was the time travel parts. Just that's what threw me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But when you finally get the payoff of Cap with the hammer, that's pretty much what makes Endgame. But Infinity War was better from a storytelling standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for Doomsday, but I still have that feeling of, is it too much? Is there too
That's
many?
what I'm worried about.
Because I mean, now let's remember that not only we have all these characters we're dealing with, we got all these different teams. This one's going to have X-Men in it too.
Right.
So now we got, and it's going to be, I think mainly they're going to have the Fox X-Men. We might get some surprises and new casting, obviously, but maybe this is going to be their way of kind of like with Deadpool and Wolverine. And they got rid of some of those Marvel Fox. Come on, Jay. Marvel Fox characters like Blade and Blade was Sony, I think. I can't remember. There's so many different, there's so many licenses and things like that happen.
I got rid of the Human Torch.
There you go. Human Torch was Fox.
Actually, Blade was just New Line Cinema.
Okay, there you go. See, there was another one. Those are the same people I think own the rights to Hulk, or it's Universal owns the right to Hulk. Some weird rights, folks. The movie rights, TV rights, everything like that. That's something else I was gonna. Thank you for reminding me, Triple P.
Those last two movies about the Avengers just left such a bad taste in my mouth because Thanos has been vanquished and Hulk never got his paybacks.
Yeah.
And the fact that they made Hulk his bitch, I have never been able to get over that. And he was so scared he wouldn't even come out. I mean, come on. Where in the hell did that come from? But I'm excited to see New Day because it looks like we're going to get a good Hulk back.
Oh. Go ahead, Nope.
I was just going to, I forgot even what I was going to say. No worries.
Damn it, Nope. You got to start jumping in on us, man. You got an idea, just run us over because sometimes we just don't stop. Yeah, I'm going to ask him that, Triple B, because I heard something about a new I didn't know if they were going to do a show or if it's going to be a movie. I can't remember. But there's so many movie things swirling around. Last night, we had, and I always pronounce this guy's name wrong, Rob Guillory. If you don't know who Rob Guillory is, he did the comics Mosley. He did Chew. Found out last night that Randall Park has been cast as Tony Chew. That they are moving forward with the show. And Chew is a very interesting book if you've never read it, folks. Basically, there was this weird bird disease, like bird flu, that wiped out the population of so many people. I can't remember exactly. But the FDA has been giving power on the level of Homeland Security. And Tony Chew is I want to say it's called Sebopath, which basically when he eats something, he gets the memories of what he eats. So if he eats a hamburger, he gets the memories of the cow being raised on a farm to the cow being slaughtered. If he eats an apple, he sees the tree being planted and the tree growing and getting harvested and all that. The only thing that stops him from seeing anything, or for some reason, are beets. So this guy is an FDA agent. Think of it like cops, CIA, Homeland Security, stuff like that. So,
and Dwight Schrute is his arch enemy.
Dwight Schrute, yes. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. So you can imagine that going through murder scenes and things like that, Chew eats some interesting things to solve murders and stuff. But I was like, Randall Park, who it was Jimmy, which is funny because I think his name is Jimmy Chew, in the Marvel stuff because he's the agent in Ant-Man, and he's the Asian Jim. Like when they first put him on the screen, I don't think anybody caught the joke. But when we first showed the picture on screen, I was like, why do we have a picture of John Krasinski up on screen? I don't think a lot of people got the joke, but I made it. And there's a new Nightmare movie. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. I wasn't 1,000% wild about the rebooted Friday the 13th movie, or Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Jackie Earle Haley is a fantastic actor. I love that dude. I think he made an okay Freddy, but reading the lore, when Ed comes back, Ed can correct me, or even Triple B can correct me if I'm wrong. The CM that they put next to Freddy's name is for child murderer. Not anything else, nothing like that. He just kills children. But in that rebooted one, they basically made him a kitty diddler and killer. And I just thought, he's already evil enough murdering kids. I didn't think that other part needed to be added. There was some interesting things that they did with it, and the micro naps thing that were happening, I thought that was kind of cool. But overall, I mean, I think the rebooted Friday the 13th movie was better. And that had Derek Mears as Jason, and that Jason is freaking haunting and just terrifying. Because you're used to the slow killer walk, and then you have this just hulking dude running at you with that machete. So, but I will definitely bring that up to Ed when he gets back. Oh, let's see. Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Triple B. It was weird that they did that. And I remember, yes, the Crystal Lake show, that looks interesting. I mean, Linda Cardellini,
Yeah, Cardellini. That's how I've always said.
Okay, Cardellini. Her as
close enough. Tortellini.
Yeah, tortellini, ravioli, whatever. Her as Pam Voorhees is going to be interesting. Like, I've never really seen her in a role where she's evil or bad. Like, I'm used to.
Velma kind of went crazy.
So, well, Thelma, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Was it Death? What was that TV show that she did with Christina Applegate on Netflix?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like where she accidentally killed her husband or something.
Right. She's not necessarily evil, but she plays definitely a more complex character for sure.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dead to Me?
Yes. That's a great show.
Yeah. So,
really
Ed,
good show.
Husbands are never killed by accident, so don't buy that. The wife should be taken into custody and prosecuted immediately.
That's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I just
Netflix
came in
show
on the last part.
with Kelly Bundy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? How long ago was this?
Within the last 5 years, I think.
It was before her.
Before her condition really
What does she
progressed.
got? Parkinson's or something?
I think it's MS.
MS?
Maybe.
Yeah, something. I think it's a sclerosis. One of them.
Was
She has a lot of issues walking, you know, to where she's got to use the cane and or assisted or in a chair, you know, kind of thing.
I can't throw stones
But-
there.
And then there's the other actress who played Liz in the Hellboy movie,
Selma Blair.
Selma Blair. Yeah,
Are those Hellboy movies good? I've never seen them.
dude, the first look,
Top notch. I love them.
I love them. I also really dug the David Harbour one. I have yet to watch The Crooked Man.
Everything I know about Hellboy comes from Robbie's Hellboy song that he used to sing on Sunday nights. And once I learned the words, I realized that he was telling the origin of the character, and I was like, "Oh,
And that's
okay."
the first movie.
Pretty
They
accurate,
actually did it pretty. Yeah, they actually did it pretty faithful.
I just
think
can't
they
believe
even showed some
Spilio didn't
art.
keep acting. Why'd he quit?
They started sending them those cat memes. I don't look like this cat.
Okay.
Triple B had a question for you, Ed. Have you? What do you think of the Freddy being back on Elm Street?
Robert Englund can do whatever Robert Englund wants. He can't do no wrong.
I don't think it's going to be Robert Englund.
Well, then they can shove it. I know he wants to voice Freddy in I think they were going to do some kind of animated thing. And Englund came out and said that he would love to do Freddy one more time. So if it's Robert Englund, cool. If it's not, I couldn't care less. Especially if it's that last piece of crap that they tried to pass off as Freddy Krueger.
I was talking about that. I said, look, I didn't really like the movie.
I hated it with a passion.
I didn't hate it. I love Jackie Earle Haley. I think it was weird how they went to, I'll go ahead and say it, I'm not going to be funny about it, how they made him a child molester murderer in that one when the original Freddy was just a child killer.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was weird why they felt the need to do that. Why couldn't he just be a child killer?
Probably the director got off on it. I don't know.
Wanted to make him a diddler.
Yeah. So
they should have called him Uncle Billy instead of Freddy.
oh, Billy.
Uncle
Oh, Billy.
Great. Now all I can see is Carrie's nipple. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
They're all going to laugh at you.
And then we spoke a little bit about the Camp Crystal Lake show.
That shows promise. But I really liked, I don't know how many of you saw it, but they rebooted Friday the 13th a while back.
I
actually
like that
dug
one.
it.
Yep.
I actually dug it. Yeah, that was good.
Yep. Derek Mears was a just ferociously scary Jason
Yep.
in that one.
Yep.
Jared Padalecki is in it. And I always forget it. The one that played Caitlin Snow on Flash. Not her sister, but her.
Yeah.
Yes. I get her and her sister confused because they were both of them are actresses.
I didn't know she had a sister.
Yeah, neither did I.
Mm-hmm. Kay? Or she Kay? I can't remember. There's Danielle and Kay Panda Baker. I want to say. But Danielle's the one that's in the movie. So you got somebody from The Flash, somebody from Supernatural in that reboot. Yeah, I really liked it. I wish we could have gotten more, just like, another rebooted series. I wish we could have gotten more was Dredd. I thought
God, yeah.
Carl Urban's Dredd was so fucking good, dude.
You put Urban in anything and I'll watch it.
Yep.
They should have had Urban be Supergirl. Then maybe I would have liked it. He'd have rocked.
Oi! My skit's riding up. Oi!
Honestly, I could almost see him as if you're going to bring Constantine into the universe. You could have him almost do it.
Oh, that would be brilliant, Sean.
I love Matt Ryan. Don't get me wrong. The guy that was him on the TV show and throughout the Arrowverse, amazing. But I could see him. Oi!
That'd be a good call.
But I would want them. I would want them to give him let him have his normal New Zealand accent.
Yeah.
Like his butcher's so good with the Cockney stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's another thing. I haven't finished that yet either. It's almost like Letterkenny. I don't want to finish it.
You know where I'm stuck. I just can't pull the trigger.
I'll tell you the episode. I'll tell you the part. You just skip over that part and just continue watching.
And he's gone forever. Is he dead and destroyed? And
At the end of that episode, spoiler alert.
Oh, he gets killed. Okay, I'll watch the end for sure then, because that'll make me feel better. And I hope they kill all 12 of them that run that staircase, because oh my god!
I'll finally get to the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the grossest thing that happens in the rest of this. But again, I haven't watched the last.
Well, see, you're not talking me into watching the rest if you say something like that. That's
again,
not why
I didn't know that would bother you.
Oh, dude.
Any less than the first scene of Welcome to Derry. I didn't know.
Oh no, I thought that was hilarious. I love that first 10 minutes of Welcome to Derry with that umbilical cord flying around. That was the greatest. That had me hooked. I love that. There's a big difference between a baby flying around and a dude eating his own arse 25 times up a stairway. I'm sorry, that's
I just got to learn where you draw the line, man.
I think you know where my line got drawn. It was right there.
Right at the first step.
Yes. At the doorway. I don't even get near that staircase.
Yeah, we only watched the first episode of the season. I know a lot of people weren't happy with how it ended. But, oh no, the babies.
I still haven't heard if Homelander gets killed or not. Thanks, guys, for.
Oh, I'm wondering if we should spoil that for you or not.
The chances of me watching it are not too high because
for anybody out there right now.
If I have an episode of that on my television, when my wife walks into the room, the TV will be gone. Yeah. If anything, like what?
I'll be right back.
Okay. But yes.
Yeah, he dies.
Is it gruesome? Is it brutal? Is it everything the son of a bitch deserves?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen it. Okay.
But
I've watched it. I just can't remember.
I know that it's different from the books, but I'm interested to see because of how they did it.
Yeah,
that's the part that
it's weird what they do. Because I got to watch it now to figure out how this character gets what they have that does the thing that allows him to be killed.
That's the best.
Butcher don't kill him. Butcher better kill him.
I'm not saying, okay, I'll put it this way. It's not that Butcher doesn't kill him. It's how they're able to get Homelander to the point that he can't be killed.
Okay.
It's not at all who you think it's going to be.
Yeah, in the book,
I am not in the least bit one of these people who despise spoilers. I couldn't care less because even if you tell me when I watch it a year from now, I don't remember a damn thing you told me.
I'll tell you what. I'll text it to you now to put your mind at ease.
Yeah, because I was already mad because I was already spoiled about it. I don't like spoilers, but it doesn't stop me from watching things. I'll probably forget it. I already know. I know that he dies there.
I've forgotten the ending of movies I've seen myself. So the chances of me remembering an ending of something that someone told me are very small.
Yeah, because in the book it's pretty cut and dry, and there's still story that goes on after it, and that's the part that I'm interested in. Like, cool, Homelander dies, but what happens at the end of the story is what I want to know if they're still going to go with.
Speaking of Derry, are they going to have a second season?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they haven't announced. They haven't
out pretty soon.
Yeah, they haven't officially announced anything, but I think we're going farther back.
Oh shit!
Oh wow, a prequel to the prequel of the prequel.
Yep,
that's interesting. Well, I guess it would be kind of hard to continue because the next step would be it.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Like if we go all the way back to the beginning, like the only other thing I could see them doing, which would be weird because it's something I bitch about when it comes to like when they were initially going to do the Gears movie, it was going to be a different squad, like things that were going on around the same time as our main squad. I was like, that's about the only thing they could do is do a little. They don't have to do a whole movie, but do a little series of that same time with the Losers Club, the kids that haven't been able to fight back, the kids that are getting killed, the Betty Ripson, how she ended up down there bitten in half, all that stuff. Show what happened to Georgie after he got pulled into things like that. That I think that's the only other thing they'd be able to do other than going all the way back to the beginning of when it arrives.
But see, now that worries me a little bit, because if you take away all the mystique, will it impact negatively on the lore? Because like the freaking zombie god-awful Halloween remake, he took everything that made Michael Myers a mystery and turned him into a abused trailer trash kid. And that's stupid. I mean, that's just dumb. The shape doesn't need to be explained. So my fear there would be, if they try to explain it and where it came from, are they going to go too far with it? Or or what they're going to do. But I'd still watch it because I loved the dairy. It was good.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I could put those two characters on the same level. I think the more I would learn about it, the more intrigued I'd become. Because I mean, we're not
as long as they don't make his origin story something lame.
Yeah,
but yeah,
the fact that there is this universe that King has made, to where
the what?
The universe. That's what it is.
No, it's not. I have been a Stephen King fan since before you were born.
Okay.
It's not a universe.
What is it?
The world of Stephen King.
That's almost like the same thing, just without using the word universe.
There's only one universe. That's what bugs the hell out of me. Universe is everything. If it's everything, how can there be a second one? No, I hate that word. But anyways.
How could there be more than one world that's inhabited by life?
Well, now you threw that added by life on there. I was going to say we got 7 other worlds in our own freaking solar system.
Had to, because I knew you were going to go there.
I didn't go there. You
Whatever
did.
you have it. She apparently is on this side over here that feeds off fear. Then you have the polar opposite on the other end, where that one like feeds off laughter. And then you have apparently Mary Poppins.
Which one feeds off?
I can't remember the name. I cannot remember the name.
Okay.
But there's one that feeds off laughter. There's one that sounds suspiciously like Mary Poppins.
I've heard that.
Then you have the stuff like the Gunslinger, the Dark Tower stuff that ties into this. Like this whole thing. I'm like, not ever reading the Dark Tower series in any way, shape, or form. I like the Dark Tower movie. I don't.
It was okay. It was okay.
Like Idris Elba is just fantastic in that movie.
It could have been better, but it was okay.
I need to watch it.
Idris Elba is another one of those guys where he can do no wrong in my eyes. I love everything he's been in. Did you get to see He-Man yet?
No. I'm eventually gonna, I want to watch it so bad, but I'm just like Chuck and Ted Lasso and all this other stuff, and eventually I got to watch the freaking Penguin.
And oh god, you still haven't watched the Penguin?
No, I still do.
Well, take your time because the movie ain't going to come out until 2038.
I figured by, man, I'm telling y'all this. I'm telling you this right now. The Batman Part 3 better come out the next year. Like
they
right
better, because I won't be alive for the third one if
to.
they keep waiting this long in between.
They're gonna have to, and apparently, don't take this as the gospel by any. This is just something that I've heard, something I've read. Grain of salt, probably not even true. But apparently, something else has happened. Is Gunn's getting closer to his Batman. They have an idea.
So they might release that before or something.
Yeah, they have an idea. Now, people are back on the Alan Richardson train about they think
Tyler.
yeah,
Tyler.
like I would totally Tyler Brian Skellner, after watching some clips of him in 1923, that dude would totally be
I
Batman.
really like him. I would like him the most.
He, dude,
The acceptable replacement for Reacher.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Actually, there's two I would be okay with. One is Tyler, and the other one is I can never remember his name. Damn it. I gotta learn his name because I love everything I've seen him in so far.
mhm.
The guy that plays Hangman in Maverick.
Oh, Glenn Powell.
Yes. I think he'd be an awesome James Bond. I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
I wanted him for Booster.
What's that?
I wanted him for
Booster?
Booster Gold.
Oh, Booster.
Yeah, he would be better as Booster Gold. He's I don't know. Something about him as Batman doesn't work for me. I'd rather have him as Flash or Green Arrow before I go to Batman with him. I'm on the Brandon Sklenar, Jensen Ackles because I want that voice that they have.
He'd actually be a perfect Tony Stark if they ever wanted to reboot it with his
Who?
sarcasm and his wit.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Yeah.
But give us him as Booster Gold.
Brendan, dude,
I don't
saw
even
that-
know who Booster Gold is, so
He's
I haven't read anything, but he sounds intriguing.
So he's, you find out later he's the son of Rip Hunter, who was the time traveler from Legends of Tomorrow. But he's from the future. He's like a janitor or something, and he's working in the Superman Museum or some kind of superhero museum, and he steals tech, and he travels back in time using a Legionnaire ring, and basically gets paid for being a hero in some stories. Like he's a sponsored superhero, but he uses tech from the future.
interesting.
He's a fun character. Like he's a fun one. He's one that I'm like, I would love to. And there's been some rumor for a while that Kumail Nanjiani is playing him. I don't know if that's true or not. It's been so long since I've heard anything about it. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some characters that. One of the reasons I don't want this universe to fail, or than I don't want comics to fail, I don't want that to happen, is if it fails, are we going to do the Disney Marvel method and just, okay, this didn't work, let's keep going? Or are we going to try to do another freaking reboot and then we have to start fresh all over again? That's the main thing.
I hate saying this, and I hate that I'm going to hear myself say this. But if this fails, just stop. Just stop. Enough. Done. Call it a wrap. We had a good run. Done. And the reason why part of me would like to see, if, only if it fails. Don't say I want this to happen. But if it fails, and I just want them to stop, because then maybe people like us who go to cons for the right reason could start enjoying our cons again. And maybe those of us who actually want to read a comic book when it comes out would be able to afford to read a comic book when it finally comes out, because all these assholes that never had anything to do with comics before they got popular, that have now flooded the market and driven up prices of everything, would go away.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, if you go away for that reason, don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, because you were never a comic fan in the first place. Just because you like the movie, don't mean you got to go out and buy 300 copies of a comic because you're speculating, well, it might be worth $10 more than it might after a movie. I'm so sick of hearing that. And there's so many examples. And what kind of pisses me off too are the comic slingers that do live shows. They lie. They lie all the time to people. Well, this book can only go up after the movie. Yeah, tell that to the people that went and bought Morbius #1 for $5,000, and now you can get them for $250.
Yeah,
it's a lie. You can't say it's only going to go up. That's a lie.
Yeah.
And also, I'm just going to rant. I'm going to do a Rex rant, Ed style.
Go ahead.
If you're only buying comics to try to make money off them, then I don't even want to hear your opinion. I don't even want to see you. Go away. Comics were meant to be bought and read. They're not meant to be bought, put into a plastic freaking coffin where no one can ever touch or see them again because you're hoping you're going to get rich on them someday. Go collect something else and leave comics alone for the people who love comics. And there's my rant.
No, I wholeheartedly agree, and I want to just emphasize something that Ed said. He's not saying, folks, that if you go and you see one of these movies and it gets you interested to go and buy a comic to read, he's not saying don't do that. He's talking about the folks that
go buy the comic because the movie's coming out.
Yeah.
And buy 25 copies of it so no one else can get one.
Exactly. And I think that there should be, I know this, I get people disagree with me on this, and I'm talking about shop owners and stuff like that. There needs to be a limit on how many comics on New Comic Book Day one person can buy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, one person, even if you did it this way, if you did one to slab, one to read, one to sell, whatever, that's still 3. But the people who come in and on New Comic Book Day release, stores are out of a hot new comic because one person has bought every single copy. There's got to be some. I know that brings money to the stores. I understand that.
Well, see, that's why it would be better if those people just went away.
Yeah.
Because I can't blame a store owner if somebody wants to come in and buy 100 comics. No, you can't buy 100. You can only buy 3. When that could feed their family for a month.
I know, and that's the worst.
So
part
I get it. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the idiots that I have zero respect for. So if you guys out there watching are one of them, I have no respect for you whatsoever. If you're only buying comics to try to get rich off them off eBay, go away. Just go away. Read it, love it, enjoy it, or leave it alone.
Just walk away.
Yes. He died.
Yeah.
That was so sad.
I know we lost a lot of
died.
Sir Sam Neill.
Oh, that one killed me. That one crushed me, man.
For the longest time, it's like you're either English, Australian, or New Zealand. It feels like I didn't know for the longest time that Sir Sam Neill was from New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the first time I heard James McAvoy speak. I thought for sure the dude was just English and he's Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
And then listening to Sir Sam Neill speak, I'm like, okay, you're either Australian or from New Zealand because those dialects to me sound very similar.
Mel Gibson threw me out the first time I heard him talk.
Yeah, 100%. And we've lost.
Talk about epic deaths that scar you and like hurt to the core. You know, people talk about Bambi's mom, and they talk about the horse in Neverending Story that Atreyu, was that his name or something like that?
Yeah, Artax.
Is that right?
Yeah, the characters are Atreyu. Yeah.
Yeah, they talk about all these epic deaths in movie. You know, one of them that really impacted me deeply was when Sam Neill's character got shot in Red October, just as they were about to, because he had talked about going to Montana and raising a family and loving America. Yep. And just as it's about to happen, they let him get hit by a stray bullet. I was like, oh no, not him. I wanted to see him in America.
Yeah.
And that was before I even really knew who he was. And then, you know, Jurassic Park and all that. But yeah, that death in Hunt for Red October, that one hit home for me because I was invested. I love that movie. I am not a Sean Connery fan usually. Hate me all you want. I think he's the absolute worst James Bond that they've ever had. But I love some of his movies. He made the Indiana Jones Part 3 the greatest movie of that whole freaking run, in my opinion. You can keep all the other Indiana Jones movies if I can only take one, and I would take the one with Sean Connery because he took that movie to another level and hit it out of the park.
I like his James Bond sequel. Yeah, his James Bond sequel.
Yeah, and The Rock, fantastic movie. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That was great.
I'm going to give it. When it comes to James Bond, Daniel Craig's the only guy that I thought was ever worth shit.
Daniel Craig and Oh no,
I was not even a huge fan of Pierce Brosnan.
me either. He was terrible.
Let's say
Timothy-
Jordan Lazenby.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy
Timothy
Dalton?
Dalton. My favorite is the one that just ended.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, thank you. And then my second favorite is Timothy Dalton. And the rest of them you can have, except the nostalgia part of me is always going to have a little something for Roger Moore because he was the one I grew up watching the movies as a kid. But those movies don't hold up when you get to be an adult. They're very silly and stupid. But Daniel Craig took James Bond and elevated it to a whole new level. And as far as Bonds goes, I don't think Timothy Dalton gets anywhere near enough credit because I thought he nailed it in that movie. It's just either nobody liked him, nobody knew him, or nobody cared, and it bombed, and they got rid of him. And the funny thing is I thought Pierce Brosnan, when he was in Remington Steele, I can remember as a kid watching Remington Steele saying, oh my gosh, this guy would be such an awesome James Bond. And then when they got him on to be James Bond, I was like, oh yeah. What? It sucked. I didn't like it at all. I'm like, dude, why did you change? Still be Remington Steele. Don't change. Because the decisions he made in those Bond movies, they were terrible. But Daniel Craig, I loved him, but I'm never going to forgive him for that last movie, and I won't spoil it for anybody. But what they did in that last movie should have never happened. Never, ever, ever should have happened.
Yeah. For me, it was Roger Moore. I've never seen any of the Daniel Craig ones.
Oh, dude, you have to at least try it.
Roger Moore and Pierce were the only ones. Like, I watched some of the Sean Connery ones. I seen the George Lazenby.
Do me a favor. Put Casino Royale on your to-watch list.
Okay.
Just try that one. If you don't like that one, then don't bother with the rest. But that one, to me, was theater orgasmic as a James Bond fan. I love that movie. And to me, they only kept getting better until that last one that I'm never going to get over. But I liked them. I liked all of them.
And The Rock is one of my favorite Sean Connery
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
I love that freaking movie.
Yeah.
Some of them go home and fuck the prom queen.
I can't remember the name of the movie he did with Wesley Snipes. That one was always an interesting one.
Rising Sun.
Something like that.
I can't remember either.
I don't think I know that one.
It's about they're basically investigating a murder of a high-level executive. A bunch of people. I mean, Tia Carrera's in that. Carrie. Oh God.
Oh, you had me at Tia Carrera. We're good.
Yeah, and Tia Carrera.
Oh, yeah, it was Rising Sun.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Rising Sun. There's that, and a lot of people give me crap for this. I don't care, but I loved. This was way before I even knew it was a comic. Way before I even tried to read the comic. I am League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I love that.
No,
I love it.
I thought you were gonna say Zardoz. I'm like, don't even say Zardoz.
Yeah, I can do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Dude. All I know about that is the slingback that he wears in that. That's it. I've never watched it. Never.
American style shooting too, shooting up bullets until you hit the target.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see that movie, and for me, it was a letdown.
You know, again, watching the movie first, then going and reading the comic. You want to talk about mask to mask the comic to mask the movie? That's almost exactly how League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is. Holy crap! There are some scenes in that book where I was like, to death, huh? Interesting. Like the difference is night and day between the comic and the movie. Like, and I'm all for, you want to change some things, cool, but that was totally different. Like, I've recently got into reading the Mask comic. There's been talks of
talking the cartoon Mask.
Well, I mean, there's a cartoon, but there's also the Jim Carrey movie.
Oh, well, I didn't know if you meant that one or if you meant the army
Mask.
No,
not that Mask.
Okay, well, that's what I was trying to figure out was what mask we
the Mask.
Okay, The Mask. All right, gotcha.
And somebody who just directed some horror movie, has been talking about how they would love to do a rebooted The Mask Dark Horse movie and make it like it should have been made. And I was like, look, there's parts in the Mask movie that happened in the comics, but it's so much worse in the comics.
Yeah.
So much worse. Like, Stanley is not a good dude. Not at all. Like, those.
Hold on to your lug nuts, boys. It's time for an overhaul.
The scene in the comic is a lot more brutal than that.
Oh, I figured.
Oh, goodness. Still cartoony in some aspects, but wow. Like, and Stanley is not the only mask, and he only lasts for a couple of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mask goes to another person, and they call him like the smile of the big face killer or something like that. They don't call him the mask. He's like the big face killer because he murders people. Yeah. The only other bit of news that I had comic wise, since we're kind of wrapped it back around to comics, is Absolute Green Arrow has now been up to 12 issues. It was only going to go, I think, 5 or 6, and they've upped it to 12. And after this third issue, okay, I can take another issue another issue or two, but you got to let me know who this dude is, because now you're messing with my mind. And this last issue was really good. Really good. Again, I think we marketed this book wrong, DC. Because it's not a horror book. It is a slasher murder mystery.
Uh-huh.
But he does some cool crap in this one. Like, there's a really cool part where he's on a rooftop, and I won't spoil what happens, but he's surrounded, and he just decides to take his little bow and throw it behind him without looking. It's really cool. It's a really cool looking shot. But it feels like it's more a Black Canary story. And I'm hoping we're starting to get to a point now, though, where we're shifting a little bit more into maybe this guy isn't just a psychotic killer. Maybe there is something a little, not heroic, but there's something. There's something there. Like, this dude isn't just a stone cold murder. I mean, he is. But there's a little more to the character. So, again, this issue kind of really has it ramped up in my mind. Like, I'm still down. I'm still on board. Still, the only one I'm caught up with is Absolute Superman. Global Comics, I believe, has the first volume of Absolute Batman. So I'm going to actually read that, because I got to read, like, I guess I can go ahead and talk about this now. A while back, before Absolute Batman was going to be released, we were supposed to have Scott Snyder on the channel. On the XP, sorry, not here. That'd be, I would lose my mind if that happened. But he was supposed to be on the Experience. Stuff happened. He wasn't able to get on. Well, I was able to get an advanced copy of Absolute Batman #1. It's another perk of the job. And I read that, and I knew when I read it, I was like, this is going to be a hit, man. This is going to be so good. And I read issue 1 and 2, and outside of reading the one where Joker 15, outside of reading that one, I haven't read, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just there's so many books to read that I'm at the point now where if I read something and it's got a lot of issues, that's what I'm gonna read. Like Absolute Superman, I think the first 10 or 11 issues I read all the way through. Sacrificers, when I started Sacrificers back up, I read to like issue 21 or 20 or something like that, something ridiculous. Redcoat is the only one out of the entire Ghost Machine thing that I'm caught up on. So that means I need to do Geiger, Hyde Street. Technically, I'm caught up on the $1 Trillion Kid, but that's only because it's only been one issue. Like Hornsby and Halo, all that stuff. So I need to pick one of the other absolutes to read, and I think it's gonna be Absolute Batman. I'm gonna save the. I'm gonna read Green Arrow as it releases, but I think I'm gonna save the other few absolute titles for when it gets to 20 issues or so, because there's so much to read, and it's like picking and choosing. But once I start reading Absolute Batman, I'm going to read it until I don't have any more to read. So, but
The only absolute you're not allowed to read is absolutely nothing.
absolutely nothing. That is, dude. I think, Ed, that should be a shirt quote from you, dude. That is a shirt I would wear. That is really good. I like that a lot, Ed. That is fantastic.
We all have our moments.
I'm caught up on Vampirilla. Now, do you mean that as in you're excited to read the next issue, or do you mean that is now that you're caught up, you don't like the story?
Which one? Aren't there like 20 billion Vampirillas?
There's too many. The vampy stories that have been out lately that have been turnoffs for me. I mean, I liked Vamp and I liked Year One, but there's been a dude that's been writing Vampirella forever and he still has no clue what the hell he's doing. So I fell off the Vampirella bandwagon a while ago.
Yeah. I've got a lot I need to start. Got caught up on Something's Killing the Children. Now I just learned I'm back to being about 6 issues behind. So I've got to find a way to read that. I've read Volume 1.
Priest, that's his name. That's the name I was thinking of, Triple B.
I've read Volume 1 of Absolute Green Lantern. Have no fucking clue what's going on with that story at all.
I tried an Absolute Martian Manhunter because I knew nothing about Martian Manhunter because I wasn't a big DC guy. Is a trip. That was an acid trip to the point where I'm like, what the hell am I reading? What is going on here?
Yeah.
So I haven't picked that one back up, but I was so excited about Absolute Green Arrow because they kept horror, and then once I read it, I was like, this isn't going to be horror.
Yeah, it's a mystery slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that. I still got to get caught up on Dick Tracy. There's a bunch. Oof. I just realized we only got 2 weeks until Spider-Man comes out.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I quit counting down to stuff because I realized I was wishing my life away. God, I wish that movie was here. And then when you celebrate a birthday and it starts with a 5 and you're like, you better quit wishing your years away because you might not be here when that movie comes out.
The fact that I'm already 7.5 months into this year, I'm just like, holy crap. So.
We just started July and they're already talking August, and it's just slow down. The world just needs to slow down.
Well, yeah, it's like I'm reminded. I'm sitting there going to my second quarter meeting on Tuesday for my company. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm already in the third quarter.
So,
no, I feel that. I really do. I'm not looking forward to December. So, because that's the 20-year anniversary of when my mom died. So,
yeah, it sucks. This September, believe it or not, is the 40-year anniversary of my dad passing.
Jeez. We're both.
And it's so insane because even though it's been 40 years, it's funny, not haha. It's just funny as an odd. Even if I don't know what day it is, internally I know what day it is because I'm in a depression. I'm angry at everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is your problem? And then I'll look at the date and I'm like, oh, that's my problem. And it don't get easier with time. That's bullshit. That's such the biggest lie ever.
No. But the best advice I ever got was you somewhat learn to live with it.
Yeah, keep their memory alive in your heart and accept it. You're never going to get over it.
Excuse me. Okay, folks, that's enough of us.
Yeah.
Being down. Ooh,
I've really kind of run out of things to say. So
I'm curious to see how they're going to do season 4 of Star Trek Stranger Things. That starts here soon. Hey, we also got Reacher next month, and then Neely the month after that. So
oh,
we'll get
did you
2 in a row.
see did you see the new movie that Reacher's in? He's going to be in it with
Yeah.
Owen Wilson. That looks
Yeah.
interesting.
What is it called? Motor City or something like that?
I can't remember, but that looked interesting.
Yeah, I
So
saw
they've actually given a release date for season 4 finally.
Yeah,
For
hold on one second,
Reacher?
I'll give it to you. Yeah, Reacher season 4 release dates is August 12th.
Oh, cool.
And then Neely
When did they release that?
last week, I think.
Wow,
And
I
then
can't believe Dan didn't talk about that.
And then Neely is coming out exactly 1 month later. So we're gonna get.
I wonder if the stories are going to intertwine.
It'd be interesting to see if they do that. But I'm excited for it because now we get at least 2 months straight of the Reacher universe. Because I like Neely as a character.
Me too. I love
Take
Neely.
out the fact that she
The chemistry
hot.
between Neely and Reacher is some of the best chemistry I've seen on screen in years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that they're best friends. I love that they don't even need to touch each other, that he just respects the high and he knows her and she knows him and they read each other like a book and that's it. There's no romance crap or any of that in it. It's just they're two souls that know how to get together. And I love their chemistry.
Yeah. Yep. I hope they do her show justice at least.
I can't imagine them not because that Reacher show is just so popular the way it is. And Neely is so much loved by the Reacher purists that I can't imagine them doing anything stupid with her character.
See, I've never read any of the books based around Reacher, so I don't know how prevalent she is in the books.
She's not even in them. She's a character they created for the show.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like the whole Daryl from Walking Dead. That's my understanding. I haven't read them either. That's what I think Dan said.
Oh, okay.
Is that Neely isn't. But
interesting. Still, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I hate to leave you alone, but I'm gonna have to do a be right back too.
Okay.
So
it is what
sorry,
it is.
Barther.
All right. Well, I guess it's just me and everybody that might be left in the chat. But to kind of continue on things, I am looking forward to the Reacher thing. Comics wise, I've decided I'm going to start with Absolute Batman first, and probably move to Superman second, and then I'll just keep going with the Green Arrow one as it comes out issue by issue. But I think that's what I'm going to do, folks. Is I'm going to go Absolute Batman first, then Superman. Then after that, I'll figure out where I'm going to go from there. But those are my first two, at the very least.
Like I said, there's just the one thing that I also like, at least in the Superman series, is we're getting villains that aren't normally associated with Superman in the books. Like we've already had Ra's al Ghul. We've got characters you don't normally see, like, and that's a lot of the other absolute ones. Because I think Batman starts out, all his villains are his friends, so that's what I'm really excited to see is the friends in this friends group turning into the villains.
Yeah.
Like I said, Superman's been fantastic. Like, there's a lot of people that were like, it's Superman. You're going to get the same story. And while it's still Superman at its core, it's been really good. Like, I don't want to spoil that book at all for anybody who might want to read it. Outside of that, the only other thing that I'm really caught up on, I think I need to read one more issue of Redcoat, and I'm caught up on the Redcoat. And Redcoat, to me, I all the at least one or two issues of all the Ghost Machine stuff that I've read, I've really enjoyed. But Redcoat to me is my favorite. Redcoat is so good. They already have a movie planned. Let's see. There's something else I was thinking of. There's a Bad Idea book called Ordained. That's already got a movie, and it's only going to be 3 issues plus the machine, the little one shot that come with it. Colin Farrell already been cast. It's basically John Wick as a priest. And that was a really interesting concept too. Like if you haven't read that one's really good. It's a priest giving a mob boss his last, maybe not last rites, but I can't remember what it's called. It's the confession before you die. I think it has a name for it. But he basically tells this priest all his secrets, and then miraculously he doesn't die. His health turns around. So this priest knows all his secrets. They got to take out the priest. And it reminded me when I read it at first, I was like, this reminds me of Jesse Custer from Preacher. Because Jesse's a preacher, but you don't realize how badass of a person Jesse is. And that's kind of what this reminded me of, that first issue of Ordained. So we're probably going to wait till everybody comes back and then call it a night. I didn't have a ton planned because I figured we're all going to be here just talking, and every once in a while, just having a show where we talk about random stuff, whatever you guys in the chat want to talk about. It's fun. I appreciate y'all being here.
Get the list book out of the way.
I can't pick a new list book. Thank you, Sean. I almost forgot.
And then maybe I'll actually remember to read it this time around.
Let's see. Let me make sure that I've taken off the. Yep, I have. There are sometimes, folks, I forget to hit that button that's like, remove after it's been picked. So that's what we're going to do. If you missed me talking about the list book, that was Alan Moore's Saga of the Swamp Thing.
Go back to the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's in the first 30 minutes of the video. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen here. And let's pick a new list book. Oh, thanks, Triple B. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. And y'all make sure, again, a lot of these folks, their channels are in the description of our videos. It's like a normal, it's set in stone. It's always there. Make sure you check out Cantonese Comic Kid, Triple B, Lyle, Henri, just all these folks. I don't just put these channels in here because I consider them friends. I enjoy the content. So, if it seems like something you'd be down for, by all means, check out those links. Check the description. See it in the chat there. But, excuse me. Let us do a new list book. Let's shuffle this up a little bit. All right, let's see what's getting read next week. Oh, Ed's going to be, look at that. Weirdos back to back. We're going to be reading Mouths. I know of this book, have never read it, but I know of this book, so I'm really excited to check this one out. Look at that. That's rigged.
Damas, I said Mas.
Yep. We had a weirdos pick back to back.
Oh, cool. Hashtag rigged.
Half rigged. I rigged it. But Triple B also had. I'm talking to Ed about this earlier. Triple B just had a show with his brother, Country Brothers and Cold Ones, I think is what he called it. Not something that you're used to Triple B doing. You're used to he was doing movie reviews, comic book stuff. This was him and his brother going through and talking about country artists. And I thought it was a fantastic show, trying new things. Hopefully y'all do more like that. You and your brother. Your brother seems like a really cool guy, by the way. So it was really awesome to see that. So make sure you're checking out Triple B's channel. You also need to make sure, folks, if you're not yet, we talk about him or to talk about them all the time. The Weirdos. Make sure you check them out. Go check out their latest interview that they had with Rogo, who was the writer and creator. Creator.
Yep.
Of
And
Halloween.
he's even got some artwork in it. So
Kickstarter has about probably closer to 3 days now. 4 days, couple
Probably.
hours, something like that. Make sure you check that out, and make sure you go and check out their interview with them. They had a good time. You could tell they had a good time.
oh yeah, that was a
Great
lot
guy.
of fun.
Ed's made a new best friend. Nope and I should be
Mhm.
worried.
Calm down, guys. We're not engaged yet. Relax.
No, we're just waiting on the invitations at this point.
Well, yeah, he seemed like a cool guy. And again, somebody that hangs out with Ed and them, he's the other Ed plus this Ed, he's got to be a good guy. So, folks, that is all I had tonight. It was crazy that even with a couple more people on, didn't go too far, but I didn't have a whole lot planned. I just had some random things. I was like, you know what, I want to make it kind of easy this week. Just sit around and talk. We haven't had a show where we just talked for most of it for a while. It's usually reviews and stuff like that. So I was just like, man, I got a couple books, couple things to talk about. Other than that, rants galore. So before I sign us off, Ed, Nope, you got anything coming up you want to plug or talk about, or just
Nothing certain, but we got more people that are lining up to be interviewed, thanks to Rogo. So
Beautiful.
it should be fun because I really enjoy doing those. I really I like meeting the artists. I like meeting the indie people, showing them some love, and they're always just so appreciative of anybody that'll help them out, and that's what attracts me.
very cool.
And we got Mr. Nope's OnlyFans that he's got going. So,
I was gonna say something about the 3D printing, but okay.
Right.
I thought we were on the same track.
Oh,
but
the 3D printing. Yeah, I got it.
emphasis on the D.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't checked out the Weird Up channel, Nope's been dropping his freaking boxes that he's been making. Holy crap. My good dude, every single one. Like the ones you first did, they're very good looking, do not get me wrong. But these ones you've been putting out recently, Christ on a corn dog, dude. Like,
Very intricate.
dude, amazing. They are amazing. So
Christ on a corn dog.
yeah.
Okay.
Ain't heard that one either.
I have
But I'll
never
take it.
heard that.
Get off the cross, we need the wood.
Okay, send the lightning down to Houston. It's not from up here.
Smite him. Oh, he's a cooking or something up.
Now, well, I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. So
Thanks
guys,
for having us, guys.
dude,
Yep.
always
Every
man.
time.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. We appreciate y'all.
Always a good time.
See y'all in the back room.
Ooh, baby.
Later, everybody.
All right, so I am going to give Sean a break this time. now that he's been on a little more regular, I'm going to go ahead and first of all, let me get rid of this right quick. There we go. I'm going to send him off, and I'm going to end the show. So, Sean, anything you want to say before I drop you out?
Just see everybody next week. Or
All right, folks. As always, the whole spiel, you know what it is, but I'm gonna say it to you every time. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. A lot of people show up every week, and the fact that y'all are still showing up, man, it does mean the world to us. It means the world to me. I hope you all have a very awesome rest of your weekend. Hope it's safe. Hope you read some good stuff. If you're a content creator, hope the inspiration strikes you to do something. If you're watching on the rewind your first time here, thanks for watching. I can't believe you made it this far. Welcome to the craziness. Want to thank again, Nope, Ed, Sean, but Roberto and Henri for showing up tonight. This was a lot of fun. Should be here next week, folks. Don't know what we're going to talk about, but you know what? That's usually how it goes. I find out in the middle of the week what we're going to do. But have a great rest of your weekend, folks. Take care. Thank you all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. That's the thing I almost forgot. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And folks, I will eventually talk about Supergirl. Take care, everyone. Later.
We talk about everything that makes us hum. Hail Hydrasylum, hail Hydrasylum. From trailers, comics, news, and more, we'll give you what you're looking for. Hail Hydrasylum, hail, 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 hail Hydrasylum.
Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, fancy.